And now we're going. Welcome, everybody, to tonight's episode of Roll Call. Roll of Fate. Change the title to Roll of Fate. Roll of Fate Hope. I'm gonna be I'm not feeling the best tonight, so just expect more flubs, and just make sure you clip it so that we can humiliate me long into the future. Joining us tonight, we have Pint Size Fun, BB Gaines, Hunter McHuntington's Empire, and Cody Virtues. Who are all wonderful people, and if you're not already following them, their links are down in the description below all of this in the About section, so make sure you go do that. In the meantime, I guess we'll just hop right into it, unless anybody has anything really pertinent to bring up or announce. No? Okay. Ooh. So, wait, what is that?
It's an octopus, wizard.
Is it? Are we gonna get copyright strike for having that? I don't even know what that is. Should I recognize that? Like.
So, I don't know why I have this. I don't know where it came from.
I don't either.
So, last we left our heroes, they had emerged from the depths, been encountered by Kaldor Lan, who had previously been after them, working for Valikov, trying to either bring them in or kill them. They managed to defeat him and the lackeys and goons that were with him. Upon capturing him, they killed him, then revived him, and then threatened to kill him again, but didn't yet. At this point, they went out to the Gryden camp outside of the mine, where they were then escorted back into Keldon. At this point, they were all questioned. Kaldor Lan was imprisoned and questioned as well. On the way, they did find out that part of the motivation for his becoming the mercenary assassin that he is was to try and find a way to cure his daughter, Catherine, who had been turned into a cat long ago and appears to be stuck as such. Wink, Catherine with a C. You make the connection. From that, they're kind of stuck for the next few days inside of the barracks of Gryden, inside Keldon, mainly for their own safety and also to make sure that if there were any questions or any ways that they could be useful to help either bring in Valikov or kind of answer some other questions related to some other goings-ons about Keldon, what with assassination attempts and other things kind of turning this kind of already melting pot of a city into, bringing it down from the boil that it's at right now. It's certainly close to war for the three countries there. Basically, that was the majority of the recap. You guys had done your various few things. A few of you had items ordered. Hunter, your necklace in your inventory. I know Cody's things are identified. I do still have to put yours in your thing, BB. If there's anything else pertinent I'm forgetting, let me know now. But I think we're good otherwise.
I asked about an item, but I don't think I ever actually talked to you afterwards about it.
No, you didn't. What was it? Yeah. I'll talk to me now.
I was looking for, bracers.
That do...
Oh, bracers of armor?
Yeah,
what?
Just some armor.
We'll get into it in a minute. You just want to hire AC?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look into it. Let me think about it. Okay. In the meantime, the last thing that was happening was that Marok was attempting to sneak into somebody's room to speak with a certain somebody. Before any of you take off your headphones, I need you all to roll me a wisdom saving throw, except for Marok.
Oh.
Oh, that's my bread and butter, dude.
And to be clear, all of you still staying in one room, or did you guys eventually, over the next few days, get your own separate rooms?
I'm my own separate room.
Okay.
I have been.
We're the best of friends.
Right? We're all just so happy.
So, no, really, so Mara, Briar, and Akka, Marok, where are you guys all staying then?
I was definitely probably with Briar.
Okay.
I think all four of us were in the same room.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. There's only one bed, and it's fine. You're welcome to do it. I just want to make super clear exactly the situation that's happening in this room.
We just want to stay with Clee.
There's enough rooms. Yeah, oh, that's true. You did bring another bed in. There are enough rooms for all of you.
I said I would sit on the floor because I just meditate when I sleep or whatever.
Okay.
So Akka can have the other bed.
Okay. Hey. Yeah, we'll go. Okay, we'll go. We'll assume you're all in the same room then. Pint.
19.
Pint, turn your mic up.
Oh, sorry.
Every stream.
You got 19?
For wisdom, yeah.
Okay.
I got 10.
Okay. I got 9.
At 13.
All right. As you all settle in for sleep that night, you find yourselves drifting off faster and harder than normal. Yes, even you, Clee.
Yeah.
As you just feel strangely calm, you fall into a deep sleep rather quickly. And yes, even you, Briar, even though you have magic. This is a very specific instance. So, the four of you are now asleep, located wherever you were. Some of you probably in a chair, some of you on the floor meditating, now laying over on your side. Now, if the rest of you, except for Marok, will take your headphones off for me. Okay. So, just for shits and giggles, roll me a stealth check real quick.
All right. 14.
Okay. In addition to, like, you kind of notice everybody falling asleep around you rather quickly. A little strange given the past few nights, but maybe they're tired. You don't know. You don't care. So you relatively easily manage to close the door and make your way kind of tiptoeing down the hall. The guards seem to be talking, haven't really noticed. As you go up and kind of quickly, like, grab the handle and push it open and make your way into Clee's room. He also appears to be kind of passed out. You see, as he's kind of laying on his table, like with the book just kind of under his face. He's kind of sleeping on top of it, but he appears to be sleeping rather soundly. Roll me a perception check.
15.
15. Okay. As you kind of step through the door and, like, look around and close it behind you, as you kind of close it this way, as soon as you begin pulling it, behind the door you see standing what appears to be a woman of probably a little taller than average, kind of a slim build, but she's wearing kind of these flowing robes of these, like, purples and blues. You can only just see her eyes kind of visible above a small cowl, which is covering the bottom half of her face, and a hood kind of over the top of her head. As she looks down at you, she just you can see just the hint of what appears to be a smile as these eyes, which appear to be kind of pupilless and glowing, like almost like formed. You know it's a smile based on the kind of like almost crow's foot that begins to appear at the side of her eye.
Mm-hmm.
As she looks down, she says, "Hello, Marok."
Hello.
Busy tonight?
Is what?
Are you busy tonight?
Oh, not really.
Are you sure? Because it looks as though you were coming in here to do something.
Oh, well, I wanted to come in here and talk in the book and talk to my friend that I met.
That is good. I do want you to know that your friend is playing you, but I think we can play with him a little harder.
Oh, Clee's playing me?
No, your friend in the book.
Oh. Do you know that you don't know my friend in the book?
Yes. I've known him a long time.
Oh.
Now, if you're willing to play with me, I can make you far more powerful than he ever could. But you have to do what I say.
Okay, like what do I have to do?
For now, I want you to continue to play along, do the things he asks you to do, and when the time is right, I shall have you deviate a little bit from the plan. So, you see, very soon, your small bird friend here will be wanting to see a rather large bird that they believe is a god. And it's important that you help him get there. And once you get there, as you get close, I shall visit again, and we can discuss further. But this is only if you promise to do what I say.
Okay, well, how do I know that you're actually stronger than the other person?
Well, my dear, because I'm a god. Why otherwise?
You're a
Do you
god.
not... Marok, I know that this world is strange and new to such a young one, with such a strange and historied past. But I think we have a bright future together.
Oh. Well, okay. Well, if you're a god, what's the other person?
So, when you ventured last into his space, you did not ask his name?
I guess I didn't.
Well, he's an ancient sort of being by the name of Vorax. He can't hear us right now, but when he asks what took you, just come up with something clever, I trust you. If you can keep from him what we're doing, then I will make you the greatest sorcerer that has ever lived.
Oh. Okay, well that sounds pretty good.
Okay. Roll me an insight check for just for...
Yeah. 8.
Okay. Everything she has said to you so far sounds super truthful.
Okay. Okay.
Anyways, you just keep having your fun. Do whatever he says for now. And I'll be keeping my eye on you. I've been very pleased with your work so far.
Oh, you've been watching me?
For a long time, and she kind of nods behind her, your boyfriend keeps noticing me, but he's not the quickest witted one, so I usually...
Yeah, he's not as smart as me.
Oh no, not anywhere near as smart as you. So, you go have your chat, and I shall check in with you periodically.
Okay.
Oh, and you see she kind of reaches in. She hands you like a letter. Would you give this to Klee when he wakes up? Or actually, rather, perhaps hide it somewhere, as if someone had left it here, like a spy or something.
Oh, okay, I could do that.
But don't tell him you did it.
Oh, okay.
And she kind of hands you this, and as she does, she kind of leans down and gives you a wink, and then immediately disappears.
Ooh.
At this point, you do kind of hear like a voice, almost like a wind, kind of pulling you towards the book.
Okay, I'm going to go towards the book.
Okay. Just roll me another stealth check really quick.
10.
Okay. With disadvantage, Klee also fails. I'm rolling for him because he doesn't know. So you manage to kind of like, not the most graceful thing ever, he kind of pull the book out from under him. His head goes thunk, like thonks down on the desk, but he doesn't appear to wake up. As you kind of flip it open and begin focusing on the words again, you see them moving around much as they did before. And you begin to kind of fall into the book, into this black space again, where this kind of masked, bodiless figure approaches you. Marok, you've done very well so far. But I need more. Not just from you, but this creature. Unfortunately, I don't know what exactly the means of his connection are, but his brother is in here as well, and through some magic or trickery, I'm having a hard time taking full control. Otherwise, I would be entirely in your possession at this point.
You said his brother?
Yes, his brother Clay is another disgusting paladin of Avestra.
Who's Avestra?
It is some minor bird, eagle deity that they worship. It is of no consequence. I wish that you befriend this Klee. We will certainly dispose of him as soon as we are able. But I will need his aid, at least in the next few steps. I do not think Clay knows that I am here, neither does Klee. So keep our relationship secret.
Okay.
I'm going to need very soon a large diamond of some worth. If Klee seems to have trouble finding it, you are to help him acquire it.
I can do that. I have a lot of money.
All right. Well, until then, just put on a good show like you do, and I shall continue to bless you with knowledge and power.
Okay, I can do that.
And I couldn't help but notice you stood around in the room for a while ignoring my call. Is everything...
I didn't hear you calling me.
Marok, are you okay? Is somebody interfering with our plans? Because that would be very bad.
No.
Roll me deception check.
21.
Okay. You see the mask kind of float and turn its head looking at you. Very well.
Do I have to be friends with Clee? Because sometimes when I come and I see him, I want to punch him in the face because I don't like him.
We'll do much worse than punching him in the face very shortly. I need you to pretend to be his friend just long enough.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there are some things that I cannot yet do without his assistance. So, continue on, fool the young dumb bird, and we shall very soon be rid of him.
Okay, I can do that.
Good. And at this point, you begin to fade back up into the room. Kind of look, and you see Klee kind of still sitting there with his head kind of on the desk. But otherwise, you look around the room, and nobody else is there.
Okay, I'm gonna put the note like halfway in his bed, I guess. Like
Okay.
Sticking, and then I guess head out and go to
Okay.
sleep. in my room.
Okay. Very good. There we go. That was a little longer than what we normally do, but there's a lot to get through.
Okay.
Okay. So. Very good. To be clear, it has been about 3 days. You guys awaken now on the morning of the 4th day. As you do, you kind of, the four of you who are in the same room, kind of stretch and get up to kind of make your way out for the morning. As you do, you see Tilan kind of standing at the end of the hallway, apparently waiting for you. Klee, roll me a perception check.
4. I don't have high perception.
All right. As you kind of sit up and kind of stretch and look around, you don't see anything at first. As you kind of get your bearings about it, you kind of like rubbing your eyes and waking up. But then you do see just this tiny bit of paper like sticking out from under the mattress of your bed.
I'm gonna go over to it, I guess,
Sure.
and see what it is.
As you kind of pull it out, it appears to be 2 pieces of paper, an inner one, and then another one kind of wrapped around it. Like kind of
Okay.
folded over like trifold. As you kind of pick it up and look at it, it appears as though one thing is written in either code or some sort of cipher that you don't understand. There's an outer piece of parchment wrapped around that says, show this to Kaldor, and he should be able to provide some insight. There's no signature. Best you can tell, the handwriting doesn't look familiar. Just appears to have been placed there by somebody.
I'm going to gonna take out my book, unwrap it,
Okay.
put it like in between, like kind of sandwich it.
You're
Kinda
putting
like
the paper in the book?
Oh wait, that's probably a bad idea.
It's up to you. I'm just
no,
asking.
no. I'll hide it real well on my body, just because
Okay.
like getting a random message that's in a secret code is probably not best if someone finds it and be like, "Oh, you're a spy." So I'll just hide it real good, and I'll look for Kaldor.
Okay. Are you going straight to him, or are you
I'll go straight to him. This seems like a pressing matter.
Okay. So as you wake up, you look out into the hall and you see as your friends have kind of congregated at the end. Now the four of you speaking with Talon. You see her guards are kind of behind her there. She says, "Good morning, friends. I'm sorry that I've not been able to see you much for the past few days, but I have trust me, I've been very busy and I think mostly successful. And unfortunately this morning I think I must tell you goodbye, as I shall be returning back home, at least for the time being. I at least somewhat managed to convince some of the countries to send representatives, at least so that we can have a more in-depth discussion. I think that my mother will find this pleasing and should be returning your friend to you very shortly. If all goes according to plan, and I will see that, at least from my end, that it does."
Well, that is some good news at least. You're
Yeah.
amazing to convince people who probably don't want to help your kind. So
The dwarves were not ecstatic, I think is the word. They are only sending a few, but I believe it was Listoria and Gryden have agreed to at least send a proper representative or ambassador, and hopefully we can at least come to some sort of agreement. I had to make some promises that hopefully my mother will be able to honor with regards to the safety of the mines and Ethereum, which they seemed most interested in for obvious reasons. But, well, I think if we can work together, well, I think that it should be positive for everybody, and as long as the matriarch can see that, then we should be returning your friend to you very soon.
Well, we look forward to it.
I hopefully should see you all soon. I don't know how long you shall be here, but I hope to venture back before too long. This place is very interesting, and I have not yet had my fill. So,
How do we know for sure you're gonna bring him back?
well, I feel like I have done my best to be a good friend so far. I don't think it would be very good of me to lie to you.
It's fine. I believe you. Some people just have a hard time trusting others.
I wonder why.
I appreciate you saying so, Mr. Klee. It is most...
It's just Clee, no mister. It's not needed.
Oh, many people up here say this, and I thought maybe it was the...
Yeah, I mean, our kind isn't too fond of the Mr., Mrs. sort of thing. We just kind of go by our names. It's more personable that way.
I see. Well, then, Klee, I appreciate it, and I appreciate your friendship so far, and for all of you as well. I shall probably be leaving within the next hour, but I do have some preparations to make. I bid you all a good luck in the future, and I want to say thank you again for helping me and being good friends, even though I'm from a place that is apparently not very popular. And she kind of gives you a nod, says if you should like to talk, well, I'll be leaving soon, but it is good to see all of you. And you see, and she kind of gives you a deep bow, and then begins to head out.
Safe travels.
So, the rest of the four of you, what are you guys doing?
I am looking for the guy to give this paper to.
Okay, you guys at this point. Well, I know what you're doing. what are the other four of you doing at this point? As you guys now, all five of you, kind of standing at the top of the stairways, you see Talon beginning to head out. What are you guys doing?
Hey, Akka, you know it sounds like a good time.
What is it, small one?
They go flying in the air.
And I jump on his back.
I'm gonna take off out the window.
Roll me an acrobatics check, Aka.
Or don't mess it up. It's only his
yeah.
luck.
Don't even worry about it. 19.
19. You manage to kind of go out the window with Marok kind of on the back as you kind of take off and get a little altitude, and you kind of like flip hard as Marok like kind of loses his grip for a second, and then you like magic carpet style like go back underneath him and catch him, like as you guys go out for a flight for the day. Briar and Mara, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna look at Briar and I'm just gonna say, how do you know we could trust her? How do you know that she's gonna bring him back? How do you know she's gonna keep her word?
Well, she hasn't done anything to convince us otherwise.
All right.
Very good. At this point, Klee, as you see Aka and Marok go flying out the window, and Briar and Marok kind of having a sidebar, as you kind of try to squeeze past them to get down the stairs. Are you just going to talk to him, or are you trying to sneak down to him?
I'm not gonna try and hide anything. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do make your way down there, and as you kind of get to the front of this hallway, you do one of the guards does step by, says, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, I have a question for the prisoner, if you would let me pass.
Well, I think the colonel's talking to him right now, but well,
Okay,
well, here, he says, "Come with me." They seemed cordial, so perhaps it's an okay time.
okay.
I don't fully understand your relationship to the colonel, but he seems to be trusting of the lot of you.
I've done a few important tasks for him in the past, so I guess he trusts that I can get stuff done.
All right, and he sees he kind of turns and waves you behind him. As you make your way down, you do see, as you make it to the cell, Caldor's kind of standing. You see as he's drinking some sort of drink, apparently brought to him by the colonel, who's standing across from him. As you kind of make your way there, the colonel, apparently having heard your footsteps coming down the hallway, kind of turns to you and says, "Yes, what is it?"
I have to ask him something. You can be here for it. I really don't care. 'Cause I don't know what the fuck is going on.
And I'll take out the piece of paper, and I'm like,
But I'm not a fucking messenger, okay? What is this shit?
As you kind of are you handing it directly to Caldor or to the colonel?
no. I'm like holding out in front. Of
Okay.
me.
Caldor kind of eyes you, says, "I can't tell from that far away, but
It's some fucking code. Probably, I'm going to guess from your employer, but I don't know how he got into my room last night. It's a bit concerning, but that's not why I'm angry. I am not a messenger. What is this?"
And I'll like.
The colonel kind of, "May I?"
Absolutely.
As he kind of takes it and looks it over. "Yeah, we've seen these before. He kind of looks at Caldor, says, "Given your past, can you decipher this?" As he kind of hands it over, he says, you see his eyes kind of scan through it. "Yeah, I'm familiar. It's one of the ciphers used by Valikov. Where did you get this?"
Underneath my bed for some reason. Don't know why it was there, but I figured I'd come right here and see why it was put there in case you knew.
"Well, this message wasn't meant for me, but it appears as though," as he kind of begins to read through it, I have a few of the ciphers memorized so that I don't have to be carrying them around, because in my line of work, any sort of liability that could come back to bite me in the ass is one that I don't want. But this appears to be the hit that was ordered. There's no signature from who it was from. But when they attempted to take out the ambassadors few weeks ago now, which wasn't me, by the way, or they would all be dead. But it does appear to...
Okay.
I can at least confirm that this came... Don't know who it came from, but it was addressed to Valikov. So...
So it probably was a guard that put it in my room, because who the hell is getting into my room in the middle of the night other than someone who's posted here?
Well, I don't know why would they want to put this in there?
I don't know. That is a very good question, and I would like to know that probably because I was the person who didn't want to kill this guy. So they figured it'd get to him easily.
But Caldor looks over. He says, "This doesn't help me get out of here in any way." I don't understand.
I don't know.
I
It's
think
just been a
if it-
shit show the last few days. I don't have the brain capacity to think of this sort of stuff right now.
Well, if anything, perhaps one of Valakov's men may be turned on him. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Or Valakov's men are pretending to turn on him in order to lure us out or something like of that sort.
I suppose where you go from here is up to you, but all I can tell you is that I was not a part of this hit, but it's based on the wording and the address. This was sent directly to Valikov. I don't know exactly from who, but at the very least, he hands it back to the colonel. Maybe it will be some use to you.
I'll turn to the colonel and be like,
Did you get the list of names, by the way?
I seem to recall somebody giving me a list, but it was blank. I didn't know who gave him that. I suppose that was your... Why would you do that?
I gave him a list of a bunch of names. Well, now that I look back on it, I almost wanted to give him the list. I don't remember wanting it to be that kind, but regardless, I gave him a list of names that we had gotten from someone. Actually, the man that you brought me. I don't know why it's blank.
Well, if you happen to remember the names, I don't know how long of a list it was, but it was quite a...
It was a long one.
I see. Well, if you gave it to him, who would have taken it and replaced it with a blank list? Because that had to be somebody inside of the barracks.
Could be Valikov has someone on your payroll? I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. How we kind of, when we met this guy, we made sure to kind of be away from everyone else just so I could give him the list and if nobody would really know about it. So I don't know where it is then. It's probably lost forever or something, but thought I'd check. The guy was a little sketchy here. Don't remember his name.
I actually probably have it written down somewhere.
At this point, he kind of turns from you. Yeah. At this point, he kind of turns from you and looks at Caldor. He says, "At the very least, this will perhaps work in our favor to prove that Gryden was not, in fact, the ones ordering the hits on the ambassadors from Listoria and Asnaldor. If you'd be willing to testify, I can work to ensure your immunity. In a public place, I think testifying anywhere in this city is going to be a death sentence for me." At this point, he kind of looks at you. But maybe, hell. He looks at you, he says, "Will you keep your promise?"
I made a lot of promises. I tend to keep them. Remind me what promise I made.
He looks at
Wait, is this Cal?
that's Caldor.
Oh, I thought that was
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Probably
keep
referring to his daughter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my promise.
All right.
My word is my bond, really.
All right, I can do that. I don't know what other guarantees I can get, but that seems like my best chance of getting out of here right now. And at this point, they kind of enter into a talk about just how to keep him safe and what other information he can provide to hopefully either exonerate him and implicate other people, as there's a long list of crimes not only committed by Valikov, but people that work under him. They kind of dismiss you at that point. Now, the rest of you, what are you guys doing other than flying around and staying in the hallway? Specifically, Mara and Briar, what are you guys doing the rest of the day?
We can't leave, right?
You can't.
Yes.
You can't just. I don't know. Maybe go ask.
I'm gonna go downstairs and find a guard.
I will follow her.
Sure. As you make your way downstairs, the guards. I mean, you still, as you kind of leave your floor. Basically, whenever you leave the building, there are guards that are going to follow you. But if you're staying in the building, you do see a couple guards sitting down there. They appear to just kind of be sitting by the door waiting for somebody from your party to leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to him.
Okay. Yes. How could I help you?
So can we leave?
Sure. Where? Just where? You mean the building?
No.
Oh no.
Okay. And I'm just gonna turn to Brian and be like, what do we do?
I mean, we could practice a dance routine.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You still got the gloves.
I do. An extra one.
Okay. Are you guys? Where are you guys doing said dance routine?
Isn't there like a courtyard or something, or like an outside area?
Yeah. You guys can go. There's kind of a, if you wanted to do.
I gotta poop. I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
Not on my back. Not on my back.
Yeah. I gotta poop. Oh, look at him. He's so disciplined. He turned his lights off.
Right? Saved electricity, dude.
You know what, guys? This is a good time to talk about Planet Earth and how we need to be on her side. Captain Planet.
What does she ever
my
do
hero.
for me?
So, as you guys make your way outside, there's a large area kind of over by the training grounds that's relatively open. If you guys would like to practice a dance routine, sure. Go and both of you roll me a performance check with advantage.
Aw. Oh yay.
I assume you're both each taking one of the gloves again.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
I'm always the worst dancer.
Even with
19?
even with advantage.
Yep.
And what did you get, Briar?
19.
Okay. And you got
7.
That's why we're practicing. That's why we're
Practice makes
practicing.
perfect.
what sort of dance are you attempting to lead her in, Briar?
A cheerful one.
Okay. So kind of like spins and flourishes and sure.
Plies.
What did you say? What?
I said plies.
What's that?
It's a ballet thing.
I learned a thing. Somebody will have
Cool.
to spell that so I can look it up later. So, as you guys kind of begin this dance, Mara, you're having a little bit harder of a time keeping up.
Of course I am.
You get the first maybe like 2 or 3 sequences of like moves kind of down a little sloppily. You think with a little more practice though, this could really be something. As a lot of the guards have kind of like watch a bit as you guys are standing in the middle of an open, obvious area.
Dancing.
Just
Oh,
dancing.
it's gonna be something.
It's gonna
Dance
be
like
something.
no one's watching.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, you don't like catastrophically wipe out and fall on your face, though you do fall off balance a couple times, as Briar is being doing her best to kind of lead you. But it does seem like in the future this could really be something. But right now it's a work in progress for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I look for Jarlin?
Sure.
Jarlin Grab.
Sure. Roll me an investigation check.
Oh boy.
Good, good.
Okay. I think that's a 17.
It takes you a few minutes of walking around as he did not appear to be posted in the same spot as before. You walk around for a bit and you actually see him posted over by the front gate. As you make your way over, he just kind of gives you a nod.
I'll head up to him.
Thanks again. You were very helpful. Being stuck in here sucks, but it's for safety, I guess. Can I ask one small favor of you? It's nothing big.
Sure.
See, I'm supposed to be pet sitting right now, and I can't really do that while I'm in here. So I just want to make sure that the little cat gets food and water. So I can pay you. I don't mind.
Pet sitting.
Yeah, it's just looking after a cat.
I didn't think you were from here.
I'm not, but I make a lot of promises.
Okay. It might be kind of difficult. Where?
I'll like
Okay,
show them. Yeah,
Sure.
'cause I don't know the exact.
It's
place.
a bit outside of town, not super
Yeah.
far, but that might be kind of hard for me to make it to.
What about for 3 gold?
I'm just saying I don't want to get reprimanded here for going there. What sort of animal is it?
It's a cat.
Well, cats.
Female.
Cats are pretty self-sufficient. I'm sure it will be fine.
This one's a little different, grew up inside most of the life, doesn't know how to fend for herself, I'm guessing. So
I see. Well, what happened to whoever? How long has it?
they're predisposed at the moment. I promise that I look after them, and being stuck here is kind of crappy. So, plus you get to pet a cat, which I'm not a huge fan of cats, bird person and all.
Roll me a
would
persuasion.
mean a
Roll me a
lot,
persuasion check.
Ooh. That is a 24.
Okay. Well, I wasn't really planning. Can it wait until tomorrow evening?
Yeah, it's
I can
I'm
at,
sure that'll be fine.
I can at least stop by and maybe take a jug
Yeah, just
of water and
fill the water up, get some food. That's all I'm asking, really. Nothing too crazy, just in and out kind of thing.
I suppose that is doable. I probably can only be the one time, so I hope your friend returns soon.
Hopefully.
All right, yeah, I will do what I can. So at this point, as the rest of this day kind of plays out, real quick, Marok and Aka, what are you guys doing?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Would Aka know where the cat is, like where the house is? Because I was there during the conversation, right? While he was making the promise.
Yeah, you were there.
Okay. Can we fly by the house and I'll pick up the cat?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
You get the even as you take off, you see a lot of the guards. Even though you're staying relatively over this area, they're a little uneasy. As you see a few of them trained on you with sort of very just different crossbows and things, just keeping and making sure you don't leave, as they were ordered to keep you inside.
Poor guys.
Apparently ordered to not just immediately fire at you, but certainly they seem to be very, very eager to make sure you don't leave.
I'm gonna fly straight up,
Okay.
about 300 over the thing, but still inside the wall. But up.
Okay. Is Marok still on with you?
Yes.
Don't drop him. Don't kill him.
I'll be fine.
Just
He
yeah.
says-
Roll me a strength check, Marok.
Oh no!
That's called athletics.
That's 17.
Okay.
I rolled natural 18.
You do kind of manage to like get your hands like around Aka's neck as he just suddenly like shoots up into the air. Roll me a stealth check with advantage, Aka.
Yeah. Okay. 20. Not natural.
Okay. You see as a few of the guards who are kind of like looking up at you, as you kind of glance back down, they seem to lose you as you kind of like a passing cloud. You kind of like go through it, and as the cloud continues to pass, you are gone. So you're just flying straight to this house.
Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna take the not really a scenic route, but I'm not in any hurry to kind of
Okay.
get there.
Very good. Okay. It's going to take you from where you are now. It's going to take you about an hour flying.
Okay.
It's not super far, and you do fly really fast. But it is a decent ways outside town on the opposite side of town.
Okay.
So as you guys make it, and the two of you now landing at the aforementioned, it's really more of a cottage than a house. As you kind of land outside, this kind of like dark wood appears to be almost like a cabin sort of build, like log cabin style. And as you land outside, it looks as though the house has been almost abandoned. Like it's still intact, but the area around it is certainly unkempt, as a lot of wild growth has appeared to kind of encroach and get closer, whether it be just underbrush or like trees with limbs kind of hanging over it. But it appears to be kind of, it takes you actually it's a little longer than you expect to find it from the air, as just kind of like just a little bit poking out.
Okay.
As you guys land, both of you roll me a perception check.
4.
I got 18.
Okay. You begin kind of glancing around looking for this cat for a moment. As you make your way closer to the entrance of this house, you see a window on what appears to be a second floor. And you do see like just a pair of glowing eyes kind of appear for a second, seeing you come closer. And then they kind of disappear back inside the house.
Morak, I think that's the cat that is cat.
Let's go pet it.
Oh, yeah, you can pet it. I want you to get it for. I don't want to touch it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go pet the cat.
Okay.
Completely not realizing that it was a person. I don't know why we're here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just heard that this is the cat.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, it's not. Yeah. Nope. Roll me an animal handling check.
18.
Okay. As the two of you kind of enter this house, as you open the door, there's a set of stairs immediately leading up to your left. As you kind of look inside, this cabin looks as though it had once been lived in pretty regularly, as you do see just remnants of cookware and things, and a small kitchen off to the edge, and a small like fireplace, a small hearth, kind of cold for a very long time. At least at this point. It looks as though maybe the last time it was used was a few weeks ago, and the kitchen probably hasn't been touched in years. As you head up the stairs, you make your way down a very small hallway. It looks as though all the bedrooms are up here. There appear to be 2, and then a third one, which turns out to be a closet of some sort. As you kind of make your way down, you kind of open one room, which the door was shut, and it looks as though it's some sort of master bedroom. Actually, you guys just roll me an investigation check real quick, too.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
So I was looking for it. Yeah, it's flat 6.
Okay. You kind of take a peek inside at what you can only assume, Akka, at least from what you know, to be Caldor's room. Inside the rather large, this master bedroom, the bed that is in there, kind of like a full king-size bed, it and all the kind of cabinetry and furniture, of which there's kind of an armoire in the corner, and a like a full like chest of drawers, but they all have a thick layer of just dust all over them. As you kind of poke around and like take a peek inside, like some of the drawers and things, on one half they appear to be completely empty, and on the other half you do see what appears to be just various bits of like women's clothes and things that are left in there, apparently been undisturbed for a very, very long time. As you kind of just peek around, you don't see the cat in this room, but as you kind of turn back around, you do see the cat kind of like watching you from the doorway. As you lean down to kind of like beckon it over, it seems hesitant at first, but then apparently yearning for attention kind of slowly makes its way up to you. as you kind of like give it like a small pat and a pet on the head. This small orange cat kind of rubs against your leg a bit, but otherwise seems like a cat to you.
Oh, can we keep it?
Yeah, I was thinking that you could just take this cat, and I wanted to get you a gift for being such a good friend.
Okay. I'm gonna name him.
Well, it's a her.
Oh, I'm gonna name her Pickles.
Okay. Are you... So the cat at this point has been okay with you petting it. Are you attempting to pick it up? Which one of you?
I'm not touching it.
I want to pick up the cat.
Go ahead and roll me another animal handling check.
4.
Oh.
As you now see the cat, this seems to be kind of warming up to you. As Akka kind of like steps out and starts talking, it seems to like begin to become a little more tentative. And then as you kind of like reach down with both hands around this tiny cat, it becomes very concerned as you try to like scoop it up. Rolling a dexterity saving throw real quick.
Natural 1.
This cat just quickly, as you kind of get your hands down there, just absolutely claws up, and you get like a few different scratches. Some of them even kind of going into and through your robes in a few places. It runs off and scampers down the hallway. Apparently not super keen about being picked up.
No, it's
I'm gonna
not.
call out after it real fast.
Okay.
Catherine, it's okay. We're friends.
I named her Pickles. Her name's not Catherine.
Pickles, you're right.
Roll me persuasion check.
1.
Oh God.
No response as the cat has disappeared.
Do you have any treats on you? Maybe like a fish?
Why would I just be carrying a fish on me?
I don't know. You do weird things all the time.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think I can make a fish or anything. I'll do a minor illusion and make a fish.
Okay. What sort of fish?
Tuna fish.
Nice.
Like an alive fish, or like pieces of fish?
No, just like a fish that's ready to be eaten by a cat.
Oh, so just like a generic, like a little. Okay, I see what you're saying. Like a little fillet of a fish, like with just a little bit of scales and just a little head attached. Sure. Sure. Where are you putting it in the house?
I'm gonna put it in like the little doorway.
Exiting to outside.
No, are we in a room?
Yeah,
You guys are in the master bedroom, which is at the top of the stairs. The cat, as you kind of like went after it, seemed to run down the stairs.
We'll go downstairs and just put it like in the middle of the room.
Okay. Let me see. Roll me a perception check real quick.
17.
Okay.
Did
Also-
you do it as well?
You as well.
Okay. Wasn't good. It's like a 4. 7.
Okay. Akka, from your vantage point, being almost twice as tall, you just can't quite see, but Marok, as you kind of like look around, seeing if the cat responds to this temptation of a fish being in the middle of the room, you do see 2 glowing eyes kind of like peering out from under a sofa, kind of at the front of the cabin. But it doesn't appear to be taking the bait. It's just kind of watching the both of you. You see occasionally it's eyeing the front door, which is, at this point is kind of cracked just a little bit.
Kitty, you should be my friend. I'm a nice guy.
I'm casting suggestion on the cat.
Okay. All right.
Wisdom save of 15.
Okay. There's cat. Let me double check the cat stats.
Cat stats.
Cat stats.
Brought to you by
Alright.
D&D.
It's only wisdom saving throws on, or no, perception. We need our perception checks. Let's see. So, got a 17.
Shucks.
Fuck!
As it kind of sits there, you see it just eyeing you,
Smart
but
guy.
it doesn't move forward. Yeah.
If I can't make it become my friend with the magic, then I just don't know what to do.
I will try and talk to it, but I don't want to touch it.
Isn't
Cat.
Isn't it afraid of you? Aren't you like
Maybe.
predators?
Well, they usually eat us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's fine. I don't like it. Cat, it's okay. We're friends. We know your dad that takes care of you. And we're going to bring you to him.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Roll me a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage on this one.
Okay. Oh, nat 20.
Oh!
I know you're dead.
This must be really confusing for Marok.
Yeah, I'm just
Like, what the fuck is this guy going on about? Know your dad? What?
Thanks, Catherine. I hope you find your dad.
Hope you find your dad. You see as kind of slowly, like the cat like begins to like peek its head kind of out from under as it kind of slowly appears out from under this couch and makes its way over towards you. It's kind of giving you a quizzical sort of look, but it hasn't run away. It's kind of sitting about 5 feet from you. It seems certainly curious.
Okay, I'm going to just get down and talk again and say, I want to take you to him so you're not here alone. I have a friend that promised to help you.
At this point, it kind of looks between the two of you
He can carry you.
and tentatively makes its way over and kind of tilts its head for a second and then kind of takes a little sit on its back and appears to be waiting to go.
All right, Mark, try again. You can.
All right, you kind of reach out and the cat like kind of recoils for a second, but then as you pick it up, it kind of like it feels like a little stiff in your arms, but it's letting you pick it up at this point.
It's okay. We're gonna fly, cat.
I got a little bag.
Yeah, as you say that, you see it suddenly like kind of
Hold on tight, Mark.
I'm gonna put him in my bag and like have his little head poke out like the little pocket kitty.
Okay, roll me just a dexterity check on that, Mark.
16.
Okay. The cat, apparently caught off guard at this point, like as you're kind of like placing it gently into this bag, hears like you say, "We're gonna fly," and you see the head kind of like it begins to struggle, but it's too late as the bag is kind of its legs are kind of already encased in the around with the satchel, its head just kind of barely poking out. And it seems as you see its eyes kind of like frantically looking around as you guys take off into the air. All right, yeah. Roll me another just a strength check there, Marok. Or just general.
13.
Okay. I mean, it was mainly if you rolled really low. Just make sure you didn't drop the cat. It's not heavy, but you are very small under flying, as you're now like a chain of like Akka carrying you and then you carrying a cat. Yeah, it takes you guys about another hour to return back, but you do make it back. In the meantime, what are the rest of the three of you doing?
I'll tell the guards if anyone's looking for me, I'll be in my room.
Okay.
I thought we were dancing.
Are you guys still dancing? Cool.
Yeah.
Go again.
Why not?
Roll again.
Oh, let's see if
Okay.
we got better.
Yeah, we'll give you advantage again because you've
Yay.
been working
Oh.
hard at it.
Thank God, because I got a natural one.
I got a 16. this
Oh,
time.
okay. What was your total, Briar?
17.
Okay. The two of you now seemingly much more in sync do manage to kind of pull off this very interesting, where the two of you kind of will occasionally lock hands. You kind of like do a twirl. I hate you so much. I can't. Fine, whatever. It sucks. Your dance sucks.
Oh,
No.
That was
At this
good.
point, as all of you are, as the two of you are very, very much in sync, you do see as a kind of the guards have kind of begun to gather, as then apparently a higher rank comes up and like shooes them along before they also stop and watch, as you guys have pulled up a very impressive sort of what you need to give it a name, and we're gonna keep track of these.
Oh,
So-
we have a name of a dance now?
And so name your dance, and
Name
you'll-
the dance.
yes.
Well, first one should be plie. Is that what the one we're working on?
I assume it's the same one, yeah.
Okay, so let's call it plie since
Mm-hmm.
If
Okay.
I was there, it'd
yeah,
be
we're all
Clie.
excited.
You're not.
But you're not.
Yeah, not.
But you didn't.
Okay.
The plie one is the bad one.
So as you guys now pull off this successful number, we're gonna keep track of that. So if you ever do want to do a performance and you perform this dance, it will inspire more of a happy mood. We're gonna keep track of all these, and you will get advantage on your performance with it. And it will be a little bit easier of a check because not only if you're wearing the gloves, you'll get advantage anyways, but you'll have a lower DC to succeed, have like a critical success on that. So
I think we should go back and forth naming the so I get to name the next one.
Sure. Yeah.
Great. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be like the carrot peeler.
No, it's gonna be like the Jack Sparrow or something. Like that.
this is a bad idea already, but we're gonna go with it.
That's
So,
it.
at this point, Clee, you said you're going to your room.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I told the guards that if anyone's looking for me, that's where to find me.
Very good. Anything in particular you're doing in there?
No.
Don't lie to your father.
What are you doing?
Just
waiting.
The thing you
kinda like-
messaged me, are you doing, or are you just literally sitting?
No, I only do that at night. Sometimes twice a day. You know.
And that's D&D, you guys.
Did it? Okay, very good. So after the hour has elapsed and you return, are you trying to sneak back into the barracks, or are you just Akka, or are you just flying straight back in?
I mean, they told us not to leave. They didn't say don't come back.
Technically true. So as you
Fine in.
kind of fly in, let's see. Impressive. Okay, cool. There were, I don't want to pull back the curtain too much, but there were some, I made 3 really bad rolls in a row. So you managed to, as you managed to kind of fly back in, there's no trouble or anything as you kind of fly over the rest of Keldon. And as you make your way into the barracks, most of the guards seem to not even notice. However, a few that were looking up the sky kind of come running over to you like, hey, where have you been?
We were here the whole time.
Roll me
I
a
was
deception
flying
check.
around.
Oh no.
Roll me a deception check.
God, I should be doing this.
I could be doing this.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You can assist him, yes.
Okay.
Weren't
So
we,
so basically
Laura?
give advantage, Akka, on your.
Can
What
we
are you
take his roll,
saying?
though?
But quick, what are you saying to assist him?
What do you ask? Like where we were?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were just around here. I don't know. Maybe you weren't paying attention.
Okay.
You said it was deception? 17.
Okay.
Ooh, pretty good.
They look at you and say, "Right. Well, keep it below the clouds so we can keep an eye on you."
Okay.
Okay. So, at this point,
They totally bought it.
Flying's badass.
okay. So, you guys apparently getting off scot-free at this point. As it's now becoming a little later in the day, probably closer to 5 in the evening or so, are any of you guys still out, or are you retiring? What are you doing? You haven't yet had food. It's up to you guys what you're doing.
Food.
Probably.
Yeah,
see.
I'm gonna go for dinner.
All right, dinner, and say dinner is usually served for you guys for like reference like 5 in the evening to about 7. So as you guys kind of go sit down for food, it's a little busy. There's a lot of the people in the barracks are kind of in there eating at this point. However, as you sit in there, all of you roll me a perception check real quick.
7.
12.
19.
Okay.
14.
Okay. BB.
18.
Okay. So, Briar and Akka, as you guys are sitting in there now with these kind of largish crowd of people, as you kind of glance around, you do see a couple people who have been trying to inconspicuously keep an eye on you, at least since you came in, and they appear to be watching you pretty much the whole time. They haven't done anything yet, but they're certainly very interested in the lot of you. As they kind of sit there and you guys are both noticing them noticing you, the colonel steps into this little mess hall, and he quickly comes over to your table and he motions for you. He's like, all right, I need all of you to come with me immediately.
But we just sat down for dinner.
Can we bring our food?
I'll get up
Where did
immediately.
you come from?
I don't care, come. Like, go ahead and bring your food. And you see a bunch of guards now flanking him kind of get around you. We need to go ahead and move now.
Okay,
I'll
yeah,
grab my food and
Sorry, little,
pick up and
little
go.
let's go.
Okay. So is a couple of you walking with plates, like kind of eating as you walk?
I definitely am.
Okay.
Same.
I'm slipping food to the cat.
Who at this point has largely stayed in your satchel. Apparently not super cool with all of the many strangers.
Poor kitty.
As you kind of look around, you do notice now that you're leaving this mess hall, there is kind of a commotion going on. As you see a lot of people kind of running back and forth, and just everybody in the barracks appears to be on alert about something. As the colonel takes you kind of back to your quarters, he says, all right, I need you all to gather any of your things. And, well, we're going to be moving you.
Why? Where are we going?
Well, that's, he kind of looks around. He says, I'll tell you when we get there. But for now, it's best that we don't say it out loud. To keep things rather brief, one of the ambassadors of Lestoria was just assassinated, and a lot of fingers are being pointed our way. So we need to move you somewhere safer for holding, and I'm not entirely convinced myself that this wasn't purely done by Valikov in order to gain our attention and divert our gaze so that he could sneak in here and get his chance at the rest of you. So it'll be safer if we move you now.
I'll grab whatever I have lying around and
I'm gonna double check to make sure I have everything.
Okay. So are you guys just, most of you probably don't have too many things to grab, but as you kind of go around and grab your stuff,
I'm trying.
I'm reading. It's not even your fault. It's Ty's fault. It was really funny though.
I hear that every time.
I don't even have like the chat is not even in the VOD now. You had to be here live to see what that was.
Yep.
So, as you guys all kind of gather your things, about 10 guards are kind of following all of you as they kind of pull you guys over to the side and kind of shuffle you all into some of these kind of like covered carts. There's 3 of them. Looks like 2 of you are going to go in each one. So who's riding on? Stop it, Ty. Pine, I need you.
I muted myself. I'm listening.
So there's 3 of these carts. These, or rather, more like carriages. Who's getting which ones with who?
I'll just get in whatever's the closest.
Okay.
I'll get with Marok.
Okay.
I'm gonna hop in with Klee.
Okay. And then Briar will be riding alone. So as you guys all get in.
Oh!
All right. So as you guys all get in.
I don't mind a solo performance every now and then.
As you guys all kind of pile in, there are 2 guards sitting across from each of you. The empty spot beside you, Briar, is actually filled by the colonels. He kind of climbs in. As you guys begin kind of making your way now, they don't tell you where you're going, but they do seem to be in a hurry. Let me check something real quick.
Also, while we're riding, since I'm with Marok, can I tell that there's something in his bag?
Oh yeah, that's the cat's not hiding. He might be trying. You know what? Are you trying to hide that you have the cat, Marok?
Mm-hmm. Trouble.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
It was a potato all along.
16.
Potato named Pickles.
16. Roll me a perception check, Mara.
Okay. I just rolled because I thought you were telling me to.
Oh, okay. Well, what did you
So
get?
obviously I got 11.
No, you don't see anything.
Okay.
Go.
Dumb.
So, as you guys now all are kind of piled into these carriages, you do begin moving rather quickly out of town. At this point, Briar, with you, you do see as the colonel kind of leans down, he says, all right, I don't know who saw what, but I have reason to believe someone may have leaked your location and whereabouts. I think he knew you were here anyways, but I don't think Valikov had the specifics, and I think, well, we shall see how this all plays out, but we're going to move you now. And all of you actually roll me a perception check real quick.
17.
Okay.
9.
17, 9.
8.
Okay.
Ooh.
We're both sitting awkwardly in the carriage, just kind of.
Yeah.
staring
No, I'm
forward.
not saying anything. I'm kind of
Yeah.
like avoiding eye contact with you as well.
S-
That's not a number.
15. Math.
All right. Mara. Okay. Clee, what did you get again?
9.
Wait. Did anybody else get above 10?
Got a 17.
You got a 17. Okay. So, Briar and Marok, as you guys are kind of riding along, they do kind of have these curtains drawn, keeping you guys trying to hide your presence or trying to hide you guys from being able to see where you're going, or both. But as you guys kind of like take a peek out as best you can, you do see that you're not leaving through the normal entrance you've been going through. You're actually exiting the barracks apparently deeper into Gryden territory at this point, as you kind of make your way through kind of like down a bumpy road. As you exit this back gate, you kind of now enter what appears to be a slightly more residential area as you look around. You do see a lot of other orcs, half-orcs, and humans kind of milling about this area, but otherwise it's kind of difficult to discern too much. As they take you on this ride for the next 30 minutes or so, is anybody doing anything?
I am.
Okay.
Clee.
I like look up and like look to you.
I want to believe you. I do. It hasn't been easy with you disappearing and the need for Ethereum and all the different things that have happened. But I decided to put my faith in you. I mean, we grew up together. We've been friends for 5 years. So I wanted to help you honor your promise. Morok currently has Cat with him, so that you can do that and honor your promise.
I've had a lot of time to myself to think, and I'm not gonna lie, I can expect it from them. But to have you doubt me, right? Like it was nothing? You saw me make my vows, my oath, in front of the entire tribe. Why would I throw that away for some schmuck Valikov? A spy? Do I?
You were going crazy with your need for Ethereum, and you've changed since we've left.
A lot of things have changed since we've left. I'm keeping it all together as best as I can, but I have had time to think, and I think the biggest thing that's bothering me is who was the person who first suggested that I was a spy without even blinking an eye? Briar.
Yeah.
Who was the person who continues to bring it up? Briar. And I don't know this for sure, but I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that she's bringing it up when I'm not there and behind closed doors. We don't know a lot about Briar. We know that she likes to manipulate people with either magic or her words. We've seen it. She's cast many spells to get people to do stuff for her. We don't know anything about her. She's a good liar, and she convinced you. She got into your head and turned you against me, which got me thinking, with lies, there's always a little bit of truth in them. What if, not for Valikov, but what if she is a spy for someone else? She introduced herself to us at the bar. We didn't approach her. She approached us, and she was very okay with spending time with us. I don't know what her game is, but I don't trust her. And out of everybody, that not knowing of who she is or what she's doing, that scares me the most. I thought this could all be just nonsense.
No, I think we might actually be onto something. Okay.
We just need to be careful around her.
Okay.
Okay. As this conversation kind of comes to a close, we'll go. I hate whatever just happened.
Why do you hate it?
I don't know because I don't even care. So
I think it's hilarious. So
what?
I think it's hilarious.
It's gonna be
Especially
great.
Courtney's comment.
Oh. So
Yeah, right.
going
Oh,
off
man,
of your previous perception checks. So Briar, what did you get again?
15.
Okay. You're the only one. So the order of the cart or the carriages, you're actually up front with the Colonel, then Klee and Akka with Mara and Marok at the back.
Okay.
As you are going along, let me actually roll for the Colonel as well. He's oblivious. That guy might have heard something cool. All right. So as you are riding along, you guys feel your momentum kind of change as you begin to angle down a steep hill. At this point, Briar, ahead of you, kind of coming from where the driver is, you do hear just like the sound of like a and then you feel a like this kind of like scraping sound as it sounds as though a body has slid off into the road.
Did you hear that? I said to the Colonel.
The Colonel's like, what? No. And one of the guards says, yeah, I also heard something.
Someone's killed the driver.
As they kind of like open the little slot up to the front, you actually see somebody up there who's like has not only killed one of the drivers and thrown the body off. You see somebody who's beginning to pull the other body and throw it as well. Actually, everybody roll initiative for me real quick.
Oh,
I can't react.
Babby.
You didn't say anything. I gave a pause to see what you're gonna do. What do you want to do?
I wanted to immediately cast Hypnotic Pattern outside.
Does it? Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's a wisdom saving throw for whoever's outside.
All right. Let me read that real quick.
And I will, well, first, obviously, I want to say, like, everyone look away.
All right. You said it's a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
14
is my
okay.
need.
Let me see. Okay. So, as you go to cast the spell, you do see this person. Let me see. 30-foot pattern appears. Yep. He does appear to, like, for a moment, seem to be dazed by it. At least at this point. So you see the body that he's about to throw off. He just kind of like begins kind of looking at for a moment at this pattern. For the duration. Okay. Okay. However, as this is an area of effect spell, as you guys kind of go down out of it, the other two carts behind you also drive through it. So let me see.
Come on, driver.
It's gonna be a crash.
Come on, driver.
Explosions
Okay.
and stuff.
The middle guy makes it. You see as they kind of avert their eyes. Let me see. It's area of effect. Actually, I need all of you to make this.
Yeah, but
even
they have to
inside,
be
though.
looking
You can't
at
see
it.
You've got blinds.
But you're passing through the effect.
Oh, I'm doing it above, so they wouldn't pass through.
Okay. Sure. We'll allow
Well,
it.
I can
Look
also
away,
I
dude.
can technically also stop since it's a concentration spell if we want to get particular. But I'll let you have your fun.
No, no. I mean, you can stop it after this is done. Yeah,
Spicy.
Okay.
absolutely. Middle driver makes it. The rear driver does not. So,
Okay.
I mean, if you could react within a space, yeah, you can't.
Okay.
So, what did everybody roll in initiative? Because we do need to get in here as well.
Okay.
60.
So the first time, the first roll that you asked us to make,
Initiative, yes.
I got 19.
Dang.
First good roll of the night.
That's really good.
It's a good roll.
21.
It's a good roll.
All right. Everybody else.
16.
17. Oh,
All right. So Akka, Klee, and you got what? Marok.
10.
10. Okay. So at this point, Briar, you are actually next in line as you see this guy in front of you. His seemingly now kind of completely charmed by your spell. You guys are still gaining speed as you're going down a hill pretty quickly now. You see the horses kind of just continuing to kind of gallop down the hill. Roll me a perception check real quick.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. 25.
Okay, at this point, you now kind of pulling back the kind of slide to see out front. You see this guy there. And as you kind of pull aside the curtains, you see as another cart with several people is kind of pulled alongside the middle of you guys and is kind of following you down this hill. Up ahead of you becomes a pretty sharp turn that you probably need to not run into the buildings at the
Okay.
end of. At this point, you guys are still a good 100 feet away, but you're moving really quickly.
Okay.
What are you doing?
And there's still a guy up there killing the driver.
They're both the drivers are dead.
Don't
But
worry about them. They're
is
dead.
there still a guy there?
There's still a guy there. He's just kind of seemingly charmed by your spell at this point.
Okay. Can I will yell quickly, someone grab the reins, and then I will dagger I'll try to throw the guy off the cabin that's stunned. Or not
Okay.
cabin, the cart.
Very good. So, are you going to climb out and do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Just roll me a general acrobatics check.
Okay. 16.
Okay. So you do manage to kind of swiftly open the door and swing to the outside of the cart as you kind of Legolas style kind of up to the front seat, and then kind of quickly, like he's not resisting you, just kind of quickly chuck him off as his body then rolls down. He appeared to be dead as he impacts something off to the side. You just hear a
Okay.
crash as he apparently runs into some barrels and stuff. Off to your right, as you kind of now have gotten out here, you do see what appear to be some people very interested in seeing that you don't make it, as they now like you see one beginning to produce a wand and kind of pointing it in your guys' general direction. We'll say that was. If you want to do anything for a bonus action, you've still got that left, I guess. I'll let you do that this time.
Okay. How many people am I seeing with the
There's currently one driver. It's kind of an open cart with 3 people in the back. But roll me another perception check real quick, because now that you're out of the cart, you've got a little bit clearer view.
Okay. 24.
Okay. As you look back, you also do see there is apparently somebody else, 2 people, one on each of the roofs of the carts behind you.
Okay. Can I
Carriages.
just
Carriage and
God.
cart's hard for me to. I keep getting them confused.
Can I crossbow the person with the wand?
Sure, you can certainly try.
I
Roll
will
me.
try.
All right. Can you do this as a bonus action though?
Oh shoot, no.
Then
I have. Yeah, no,
okay. So nothing else.
no.
Okay. Mara, it is now your turn. At this point, you do hear somewhat of a commotion as there's kind of a thud, thud, thud as you kind of take a peek out the window to see. You see a body kind of rolling by as it crashes into some barrels. You guys are now kind of picking up speed as the guards kind of beside you seem very confused. What are you doing?
What can I do?
Whatever you like.
I'm gonna look at Mark and be like, did you see that?
No.
There's guys, but we just patting his body when he went that way. And
Mom, what the shit are you talking about?
there's something going on. We need to go look and see what's going on.
Okay.
Okay. So the
I'm gonna
guards.
set- Oh, that's not even my turn. Never mind.
No, it's not your turn. So as you kind of like pull back, the guards now also kind of very curious as they pull back the curtains, kind of covering the windows on this carriage. Both of you roll me a perception check. Let's see what you see.
I rolled a 5.
Okay. You know,
When she, when she asked me, I rolled a perception check.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Okay. As you kind of take a peek outside, you do see this same sort of cart, and more importantly, you hear some sort of scuffling on the roof of your vehicle.
Oh shit. Can I, as I'm looking at the car, can I see the person on top of the carriage?
Not as yet. You just hear kind of something above you. Just ever so so quiet.
I'm just gonna yell, there's something on our cart!
Kill it.
Okay, and then I'm gonna try to get out on top of the carriage.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check.
That's gonna be great. I swear
Or
it's
you know
gonna
what? Or athletics
perfect.
for you. Either one. Either athletics or acrobatics.
be- Okay.
Roll the strength one.
Yeah.
Roll. Why isn't it doing the double thing?
I don't know what that means.
Okay. Well, whenever you hit it, like it was only like kind of going up like this and then like coming back down like that. It wasn't like rolling.
If you
Oh, if
mouse hold it,
You might be pressing F.
click and hold.
Oh.
Sometimes when you
Mash
press F,
R.
it does that.
You might be
Well, it
pressing
just
the
did
stupid
just
button.
now. What was I rolling for? Athletics?
Yeah, athletics. We'll call.
Alright. 25.
As you
I'm
kind
not
of
feeling it. Just leave me alone.
as you kind of swing the door open with a little more force than you mean to, as it kind of slams into the back of the cart, and you kind of like quickly step outside and kind of almost throw yourself onto the roof. This character in front of you is apparently very, very confused as he looks back as you've now, or suddenly a 7-foot+ tall woman is standing beside him. What are you doing?
I'm gonna axe him.
Okay.
You shouldn't be up here.
You shouldn't be up here.
That'll show him.
Stop that.
Stop.
Stop.
Okay, I'm rolling.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Yep, that hits. Go and roll damage.
Oh, okay. Where's my dice? Damage is 7.
7 total.
Hmm.
Okay. It seems to be enough to knock him off his feet as you kind of bring the axe and bring it into his side as he kind of caught flat-footed looking back at you, just gets swept off into the street and he kind of tick, 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 begins rolling down the hill. As you're kind of outside now, you notice the cart up ahead of you also has somebody on it. In addition, your driver currently appears to be kind of unresponsive. He's not dead, but you see the reins kind of just hanging kind of limply in his hands as he's just kind of staring off into space.
Okay, you said I see something on the other cart?
Currently, yes. So,
Okay, I'm gonna hurry up and run to the front of our carriage and
Okay.
grab the reins and yell to the other cart that there's somebody on your cart.
all right. So you move up to grab the reins. We'll get to that your next round. At this point, well, you just killed him, so he's not in the turn order anymore. Akka, it is your turn.
Okay. And did I hear Mara scream?
She was probably pretty loud. Sure.
Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, we'll allow it.
All right, wicked. Clee, did you hear that? I think they're in trouble.
Yeah, let's start.
Okay, I'm gonna try and like roll out the window and like fling myself up onto the top of the cart
Okay.
acrobatically.
Show up.
You can do it through. It'd be hard to fit through the window, but you could go through the door.
Okay, that works too.
Roll me an acrobatics check.
Oh, okay.
A surprise.
Like
I don't want to
no.
talk about it. Nat 1.
Uh-oh.
So it's 8 total.
Okay. As you go to kind of kick the door open and acrobatically swing out, just a piece of your sash kind of gets caught on the handles. You like flap against the door. Roll me a dexterity saving throw real quick.
Oh, that's better. Dexterity, so that is 20.
Okay. You kind of like hit the door, just caught by this as you're trying to begin to take off, and you just nearly catch yourself kind of grabbing part of the cart before flopping onto the ground. You've managed to save yourself. You don't have a bonus action this turn now, but what are you doing with the rest of your movement? Are you
So I
still
can't attack or anything, right?
you're at this point not from where you are now. You could still.
I'm gonna try and get up on top.
Okay. You can certainly do that. It just is gonna just roll me another acrobatics check. Let's see how quickly you can get up there.
Okay, that would be 15.
15. Okay. As you catch yourself, you do kind of manage to then take a quick flap of your wings and kind of flip up onto the roof of your carriage here. You see the person in front of you now kind of like turned around facing you. Apparently, as he has a knife in either hand, apparently going for a quick stabby stab on your driver, but has not yet done so.
I'm gonna start just staggering there, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Klee, it's your turn now. Marok, you're after that.
How fast are we going? Do I feel like I can keep up if I fly up there to get to the roof instead of doing some crazy acrobatics thing?
It would take you a second to gain the momentum to kind of catch up. You would be able to keep pace, but I would say as you jump off, you're probably going to be 5 feet behind, so it probably would be a
I
little
have a reach
difficult.
weapon.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Then.
A whip.
If I can, yeah. If I know I can, yeah, I'll do that. Fly up and stay behind and have my whip out.
Okay.
I'm guessing I still have my attack.
Yes, you will.
Okay. I'm gonna whip this guy real good.
With,
Whip it good.
Whip it.
Wait, I
18.
just got it.
Oh, Pite, you're the best.
I just got it. Okay, what'd you roll, Klee?
18 to hit.
Okay, that definitely hits. Go and roll damage.
6 points of damage.
Okay. Yep, just enough, as you needed 5. As you kind of lash around and grab him by just like the whip just kind of around his throat, and you kind of give it a small yank as he stumbles off the edge, and just rolls away into the street. As you look to your right, you do like all of you who are outside, you do kind of see this third cart as this. Apparently, the rest of these people are ready to make sure your carts don't make it much further. However, it is now Marok's turn.
Okay, well, I'm gonna set down Pickles. Like,
Stay right here. We're gonna go kill some people, okay?
It's just
and then so I'm gonna set Pickles down
okay.
safely, and then I'm gonna peek my head out. Do I see any bad guys?
Just as you're kind of doing this, you see, as this one that has been knocked off by Klee kind of tumbles by your cart. Outside of that, you do see a few that are head in a wagon, and you can only assume they're bad guys given your situation.
Okay, so you said I see a couple of them, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to cast Chaos Bolts.
Okay.
I'm going to twin it. So
Okay.
I attack 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
So, first one is 13 to hit.
No.
Okay,
Not-
second one's a 19 to hit, though.
That definitely hits.
Okay. So it's gonna be 8 points. Oh, actually, hang on. 10 points of 6. Poisoned. No, we'll do ice damage. Cold
Okay.
damage.
All right. What was the total?
10.
10 points to the first person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them missed, and then one of them hit the guy for 10.
Okay. Oh, so the first one missed. Does it bounce? It didn't.
No, it didn't bounce. No.
Okay.
I twinned it, but there was no bounce.
Okay. Yep. As this kind of goes out, and impacts this person, they do They do kind of give a small cry of pain, but they do manage to still be stable on their vehicle there. Just to be clear, there are 3 of them in the back and 1 driver. I assume you were aiming for mainly the group so that you could kind of bounce it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. It's actually going to be this guy's turn as he begins to raise his wand. Let's see how well this goes for you guys.
That's promising.
Vote of confidence.
Okay. Okay, cool. So it's going to be, he's pointing currently at you, Briar, in the front cart. At this point, you see as kind of the colonel has kind of like made his way kind of to the side of the cart, kind of confused as to what's going on as well.
Fuck, dude. I probably leveled up. Never mind. That's fine. I totally forgot. I should have fireballed him. I forgot that I have their little spells now.
That's funny you say that. So,
Oh.
Briar, I need
Hates fire.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as a just this suddenly this kind of, it's a small point of bright light makes its way to you as a fireball explodes just in front of your cart.
14.
Okay, you just make that save. Let me roll for these other guys. I'm pretty sure. Okay, Colonel did make it. I don't think the other 2 will. Nope. Okay. Very good. And we'll get to you guys on the next turn. Okay, so let me roll. I'm gonna roll the dices so that I'll have to roll it in the game so you guys can see it. D6, my favorite. I'll roll it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, is that how many is that? Need 1 more. Right. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I do need 1 more. Doink. Not a great roll. So you made your save, so you'll take 12 points of fire damage. And the colonel will as well. Unfortunately, you do manage to avoid taking most of the damage, but as this fireball erupts, it begins to shatter the cart beneath you. I need you, just you right now and the colonel as well. You guys need to make a dexterity saving throw. You muted, by the way. Oh, there we go. And I still can't hear you.
18.
You can vouch for me. She made no noise. 18. All right. He actually got a 19 as well. So as the both of you kind of see that this cart begins to crumple beneath you, the 2 horses kind of dying, and it begins to tumble. You do both kind of rather adroitly manage to jump out, and you take a controlled roll off to the side so you don't take any damage. But you are currently like now in the road, kind of tumbling down.
Killed the horses.
Sure did. It didn't
Those
give.
poor creatures.
Let me see this guy, and as this guy sees the 2 of you jump out, he's actually going to take a shot at you with his longbow, and the other guy's going to shoot at you as well. So, first shot at you. This is 6 does not hit you, so neither does. Okay, cool. So as you begin rolling down the hill, there's 2. You hear like a bing bing. I'm gonna make noises so that you guys have more fun to make of me. Yeah, as these 2 like impacts kind of beside your head but miss you as you're kind of rolling down the hill. You are losing momentum as you kind of see the carts now beginning to pass you. Now's their turns. They missed horribly. It is your turn now, Briar. What are you doing, Mara? You're up next.
Can I jump on the cart with all the bad guys as it's passing or something?
You can certainly try.
Whichever one has the stupid wizard.
That, I mean, it is passing you very quickly. Yeah, this will be it's possible to make
I
an
wanna
acrobatics
try
check.
to do it.
It is possible. Try it. Okay.
Okay. 12.
Okay. Anything you'd like to add to that, or is that's going? Okay, we're going with 12. You kind of do your best to kind of try and get over in the way and swing yourself up onto it. You don't manage to, but you do manage to kind of like grab the underside for a minute.
Okay.
You're kind of like almost like bouncing along the road.
Can I try to pull myself up?
Yes. Before you do, though, as you kind of impact the ground while holding onto this, you take 6 points of damage as you're being kind of rocked around. So you can roll me an athletics check to see if you can kind of pull yourself up and hold yourself to the bottom of the cart.
Okay.
The colonel at this point, kind of following your lead, you see him do a similar sort of thing, except he manages to just grab the front of the cart and kind of like begins to pull himself up there.
I got a nat 20.
Okay.
Hooray.
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 After the first bit of impact, you do manage to kind of like lift yourself up. You're a bit shaken, but you manage to pull yourself up to the back of the cart, and you kind of make your way, kind of climbing just as carefully as you can. You kind of like reach your arm up, and you can pull yourself up the back of the cart. You'll have it. I will let you have your action as you make your way up there, but you're no bonus action this time.
Where's the wizard?
They're all basically right up there. It's a small cart. They're in the cart, facing the rest of the carriages.
Like how far away is he? Like, can I move?
Oh, I mean, the cart's only like 10 feet long.
Okay. Can I touch the wizard? Is he within reach? I want to touch the wizard.
Yes, I will let you touch me.
Touch the wizard.
I am going to touch the wizard
Okay.
by using my phase step and teleport him 30 feet away. If there is a cliff, the better. The more the better.
You don't see a cliff, but you do see that you're
Like 30 feet in front of a tree or something. I don't know.
I was going to say, we're about to make that turn right into buildings. Just put them right in front of the building, going the speed of a cart.
Okay, sure. Let me think about this.
Oh, that's actually even better. In front of the horses.
You guys
of the
are
oncoming cart.
Yeah, at this point, you guys are about halfway down. Obviously, not too important for you, Briar, as you're no longer in the carriage that would have collided. The rest of the carts back there are still a good 50 feet or so away from this, but they're coming up fast. As you do see the kind of tumbling wreckage, though, gather that might be a good spot to drop somebody who wants to die.
Okay, that sounds good.
As you kind of you bamf over to him, and he immediately gets shot. You're like, huh? What? And then suddenly there's just a sickening kind of crunch as the horses and carriage bits crumble over him. I'm not even going to roll for damage because he's dead. So,
Yay!
Yay.
Ryder murders something savagely once again.
Oh, we got to check that off on the bingo thing.
All right. At this point, it's actually the Colonel's turn. He's going to pull himself up, and he's going to attempt to throw off the driver there. Let me save for him. No. So you see as the Colonel kind of pulls himself up, making himself visible on the front of the cart, as he just quickly kind of grabs and throws the guy off, and you see as he begins to take the reins as well, kind of keeping an eye on the people behind him. That's going to be the end of his turn. Mara, it's your turn now. On the front of your cart, you see as you kind of hop down and grab the reins. Make me an animal handling check as you are kind of hurtling down towards this now a fireball of crash and doom.
Yes.
Not far ahead of you as it is going fast down the hill, but you are beginning to catch up to it. You definitely don't want to
Okay.
hit any of that.
12.
Okay. Let me see. Your cart's in the very back. So the DC was not as high for you, but you begin to kind of pull your carriage over to the side, just kind of narrowly avoiding running into any of the carriage in front of you as your carriage had begun to gain extra speed as your horses kind of were now out of control. You do manage to get it back under control, but it does take you a little bit of time, which you don't have much of. Roll me one more animal handling check.
Please be better.
As you are...
It's not. I got a 10 now.
Okay.
And my animal handling's a +4.
All right, we'll come back to that on the next round.
Thanks.
But yeah, you do manage to kind of get the horses at least out of the way of the immediate wreckage, but you're having a hard time getting them to slow up, having never really used a horse for much.
Horses.
Yeah, you've never really needed them much before, so you're trying to figure out how to get them to slow down, and they seem to be just immediately freaked out as they continue to kind of hurtle down the road. All right, at this point, Akka, is your turn. Klee, you're up after that.
Okay, so how close are we to the cart that like Briar's now on? Is it like alongside us? Or
yeah,
is
it's about 20 feet away. You're going down a rather wide thoroughfare down this big hill, and you see as she swings up to the back, and a guy teleports up in front of the wreckage, getting crushed. Meanwhile, you see the colonel, who has also kind of made his way onto the cart, kind of rips a guy off with his massive hand and throws him into the road. And you see he begins to slow his cart up to try and make sure they make it around the turn. But there are 2 people still left in front of Briar there.
Am I able to use my wings to dive that far without losing speed?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna make a dive.
Your movement speed is what, like 60 or something stupid?
It's something ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's 60.
Okay.
60.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay, I'm gonna dive across, and I'm gonna like cross-check the guy in the forehead with my staff
Okay.
to try and send him over the side.
All right, you do like go ahead and roll me an attack.
Okay.
As you kind of do a quick corkscrew flight across and whip your staff right into his or towards his forehead. Let's see if you hit him.
Okay. That would be an 18.
That hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay. Sorry, the dice changed. It was a 1d8.
Yeah, no worries.
Here we go. Okay, so that's 10.
10 points of damage. Nice. As you kind of clock him in the head, he stumbles backwards, almost falling into the cart. He's still alive, but he's hurting.
Okay. That's all I'm gonna do for my turn. I'm just gonna ready myself.
Okay. I mean, you do still have your bonus action in this instance.
Oh, I get another hit, don't I? Yeah.
You don't
sorry.
have to use it. That's up to you. Not gonna tell you how to play.
No, for sure. I completely forgot about that. How close am I to the other guy? Like, they were close together, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they're not too far apart.
All right, I'm gonna give the guy a backhand, back of the head.
Okay, on the
So
other
I
guy.
hit the one guy and backhand the other guy.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Right, it's fine.
All right. No, there we go. Oh, that wasn't great. So 5 damage.
Even with your dice doubled?
Oh, dice doubled. That's right.
Yeah, because you did a critical.
Yeah, it's my first day, dude. Don't worry.
You've never played before, I know.
So it's 9 damage.
9 damage. Yeah, same sort of. He kind of like begins to stumble forward as they both kind of turn around, and you now realizing that they're in a bit of a sticky situation. Klee, however, it is your turn now. Unless you're doing anything else crazy with your stuff. Okay, just making sure.
Nope, that's it. Yeah.
So just to picture it all, how many enemies are still left on this cart? None.
It looks like none. As you kind of look around, the one you yanked off, you see as Mara has taken out one behind you. Meanwhile, your friends are all kind of converging and to take out those who are on this cart to your side over there. You guys are at this point. Your driver, who is the only one who seems to be not incapacitated, you see he's beginning to slow up the cart, and you guys are beginning to fall back a bit. You see in the meantime Mara kind of like pulling off to the side. However, she doesn't seem to be having any success in slowing down her cart as it suddenly kind of goes hurtling past the cart full of bad guys down towards this.
So it's like out of control, just like fuck.
It's not looking great. It looks like they're definitely on course to hit me.
Can I fly over there?
Sure.
And
what's your movement speed?
50 when it's flying.
You're gonna have to dash.
How close am I to them? Because I can cast this at a distance.
What are you trying to cast at the
I'm
moment?
trying to camash.
I'm about to camash
I'm trying to cast command
on
the horses.
Okay. What's the distance on it?
One creature you can see within range. Creature must see it with saving throw. The distance is 60 feet.
Sure, you can definitely be close enough to cast that.
Okay, I'm going to cast at a second level command on both the horses. There's 2 horses, right?
There are 2.
Or is it just one?
There's
okay.
2.
On both horses, telling them to halt.
Okay.
So they need to roll a wisdom save.
These are wise horses.
Horse stats. We had cat stats. Now we have horse stats.
All right.
True.
They have 0. Okay. What is the total they need to make?
14.
That one failed, and that one actually succeeded.
Okay, so one of them's gonna actually stop. That doesn't. Oh, that's gonna be bad.
It might not be great. So as you kind of see at this point, as Mara attempting to like pull back on the reins,
Oh God. I'm trying.
I
to
want
be
Clee. I
helpful.
want Clee to be useful. I can't. So at this point, one of the horses, it just immediately, you see it kind of tries to put on the brakes while it's hurtling downhill. It just immediately tries to halt rather than slowing down. As it does, its legs buckle and it begins to be drugged along. Let me see. And the other horse got a natural 1 on its deck save. So
That one is named Glue now. Got it.
I need Mara and Marok. I need the two of you to make me a dexterity
Thanks, I hate
saving throw. I need the two of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Got a 5.
Okay.
Ooh, good thing I have good other things.
I rolled a
Oh,
2.
shoot.
You take 1,000 damage.
Breaks on impact.
Your deck breaks. I got a 16.
Okay. 16 for you, so you do just barely succeed. Marok, I need you just roll me a d20 real quick.
3.
No, okay, now what you need. Cool. So as the cart begins to kind of buckle in front of you, the horses kind of cause you guys to tip like end over end. Marok, you still being inside the cart, you kind of get buffeted around. Let me.
I grab onto my bag and try to hold Pickles.
Okay. Pickles is a cat, so let me see. Gets pretty good on their decks. Let's see. All right. You're gonna take 13 points of bludgeoning damage as you are just being just loosely as a small creature just being bounced around. The two guards in there with you, kind of like you guys are almost this cartoonishly mass of like limbs and just gear just kind of flying around. Mara manages, yeah, in slow motion.
I bet you're wondering how I got into this situation.
You think I didn't hate you before?
Mara, as you kind of see these two horses seemingly for whatever reason trip up and fall over.
Just
Just
because they're dumb.
Dumb horses.
I forgot how
Who
to
would
walk.
do such a thing? God.
well, actually, you have to speak the command word, so she probably heard it. So,
Maybe.
as Mara, as you see this happen, you kind of jump back and you almost begin doing like a log rolling thing on the top of the cart to keep from taking a spill.
Yeah, I do.
We'll come back to you.
They're always coming back to me.
Yep.
Great.
Fuck. All right. Anything you want to do with your bonus action, Clee?
Please don't. Please. Please just let it be the next
I just be like,
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
You're not?
that's what I say.
All right.
I didn't
Marok.
want that.
I look to see, is Pickles okay?
Pickles is flustered, but
Oh, God. Poor cat.
as she rolled a natural 20 on her dex save,
Oh,
Cats always land on
damn.
their feet.
she appears to be doing significantly better than you.
So I'm gonna get up like, ow!
I mean, you're still spinning at this point. If you're trying to get out of the cart, you need to roll an acrobatics check
Oh, okay.
as you are kind of going between free falling and quickly and slamming into the cart repeatedly.
15.
It was perfect.
Okay. At this point, really the only opportunity you have is you kind of get your footing just enough and kind of still holding like Pickles to your chest. You manage to jump out of the cart and take as controlled a roll as you can as you kind of slow down. You do manage to not die so far as you take a slow roll down this hill. Make me another dex save real quick.
Believe.
20 non-natural.
Okay. You manage to just kind of slow yourself enough to get kind of control of your roll, and you end up like in like a pile of hay, which halts your momentum without completely destroying you against the wall. Anything else you'd like to do? I'll give you one action if you want to do that.
Yeah, I want to see where like those bad guys are in the cart.
Okay.
I have people engaged with them now, so I couldn't like firewall them. I take it, right?
I mean, you can always fireball. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like to not hit. What? Is there anything I can do?
No, not at all. You'll kill
Okay.
everybody in the cart for sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna chaos bolt and I'm gonna try to twin it again if I can see two people.
Did you roll last time? I assume you did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every
Okay.
time.
Cool.
So I'm going to cast ball at
Wow.
two different
Wow,
people.
magic. Okay.
That's gonna miss. It's a natural 4.
Yeah,
And that's a natural 15. So that'll hit the second one.
The second one does hit, yes.
Double 1, so it's gonna bounce. Now, that's not gonna do shit damage on the first guy, but it will bounce. Jesus Christ! All right, 3 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, first guy's gonna be 3 acid damage, but then it's gonna bounce.
Okay.
And that's gonna miss too, I think. 13 doesn't hit, does it?
No, just barely misses on these guys.
Okay. So I do 3 fucking damage.
Yeah, what type of damage was it
Banged
for
up.
reference?
Acid.
Okay. Yeah, just a little splash of acid. He's like, ah, as it collides with him. But he seems to be much more preoccupied with the staff to the face that he took.
Yeah.
At this point, it's actually their turn. Let's see. They're gonna try and bail out at this point. He failed hard.
Wow, Valakov's
And a natural
90.
1. So as you see them kind of like seeing everybody now kind of turning their weapons towards them, they attempt to bail out. One of them takes a hard spill, collides with some boxes, looks like he might have survived. The other one, you see as he kind of jumps out, he actually, his momentum, he kind of lands a few feet away from where you are, Marok, as he impacts a bit of, what appears to be like a shipment crate of some sort, but he hits it so hard, like part of the box splinters as you see, like almost like a small piece of wood just go impale him as he kind of like kind of comes through the other end, just goes straight through his back.
Don't look pickles.
Don't look pickle. So, yeah, Briar, it is your turn. It appears as though the Colonel has gotten the cart largely under control at this point, as you guys are kind of coming to a controlled kind of turn. Meanwhile, Mara, now about 30 feet ahead of you, about to take a tumble on this kind of spinning wreckage into a hard stop.
Oh gosh. And there's no bad guys left.
Not that you can see, no.
Oh gosh. Okay.
One guy that may have survived.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly.
I'm not a doctor.
I will. How far away is she?
At this point, she, as you've kind of been slowed down, they've continued accelerating. She's about 30 feet ahead of you, and she is,
Okay.
on her turn, going to smash into this wall.
Okay, so I will use my mantle of inspiration.
Okay.
To everybody in that cart. I'm guessing Marok and.
Marok is, you see as he's kind of
I
tumbled
think
off,
that-
he's kind of tumbled off to the side as you see him like
Okay.
into a bale of hay. There are 2 guards and 1 Mara in that vicinity.
Okay, so Mara and the 2 guards, I will do mantle of inspiration. They get
Okay.
8 HP and they can immediately move, reuse their reaction to move
Okay.
away.
So Mara, go ahead and make me. You were gonna make a dex save anyways. Go ahead and make me a dex save with advantage because she's giving you this ability to kind of quickly get out of the way.
Wizard, I know we never talked about it, and it's probably the wrong time for this, but do you want to do the ramping up wild magic 1, 2, 3, 4 until it eventually blows up?
I kind of want to. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Let me think about it. I kind of do, but we'll see.
I
Like
kinda-
when it's absolutely the worst time for it to
Yeah,
happen,
yeah.
we want it to
Oh
ramp
yeah,
up.
that's when
Yeah.
we want it to happen.
Also, I've been keeping track of it, and it's now it's 50-50 at this point. Yep. Go ahead, Mara.
18.
Okay. You suddenly kind of feel a burst of energy and momentum as Briar has cast Mantle of Inspiration on you. You do rather quickly manage to kind of dive off. Not in the same not conveniently as Marok had with a bale of hay, but you do manage to avoid any impalement as the cart ahead of you kind of crashes into this just solid building of stone. Let's see. You're still gonna take damage because this is unfortunate, but you do manage to not take all of it. Sure. Let's see. Impressive. For that many d6s, I only rolled like 12 points of damage. So you take 12 points of damage.
Yeah.
As you manage to roll out of the way, you do your best to kind of jump kind of in an arc that puts you not with a direct collision course with the wall, but you do take a roll, and you tumble into a door, and you kind of burst through it into a bar of patrons who are now kind of confused looking at you.
Can I just sit up and grab one of the patrons' beer and be like, thanks?
Yep, you sure can. It's your turn now. What are you doing?
I did.
Okay.
Rolling like me.
No, I'm just kidding.
Rolled ones on all of them.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so if I walk out of the door, what can I see?
You now see as the final carriage is kind of slowed down. The driver managing to get a hold of it, and the cart full of now Briar Aka and the Colonel have all kind of come to a slowed, controlled, at least a controlled pace as they kind of come up to where you are. Roll me a perception check, Mara.
Um, 11.
Okay. Well, they're not exactly hiding, but you see kind of further up where you just came from. You do see what... A little difficult to tell from here. But they aren't... the carts are not... they don't look like they're full of friends. But there do appear to be more people coming after you at this point. As you see this cart and this other carriage kind of pull up beside you. What are you doing?
Okay, so whose carriage? Because you said this car carriage.
Yeah, carriage. So the carriage that the birds had been in, they're now both kind of... no, Clee's still on it. He's on the roof. However, they've come to a kind of controlled turn, and they kind of stop in front of you. As you see, they're kind of like looking for you to get on. They kind of go check a few of the other bodies really quick. But they appear to be waiting for you to get on.
I'll just...
Go ahead.
I'll get on their carriage with them, even though because Aka's on there.
Okay, so you're going to grab...
Cool.
Ouch.
You can stay behind. I'm sure you'll make tons of friends
We're
with those
mad at
people.
each other right now, okay? And plus, you made me fall off the carriage.
Actually,
Actually, the horses getting their knees buckled in made you fall off the carriage.
I was on that carriage.
Mhm. You were.
you also noticed Marok is not there. You saw... You
Yeah.
would have missed as you were both hurtling down the hill. He kind of leapt out behind you.
Is everyone here?
Mark's not with you guys.
I do not see him.
I'm gonna fly up and try to look for him.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
It's my response to that.
I know, right?
Is it perception or investigation?
Call perception, yeah.
11.
Okay. You just barely kind of see, like, as Marok is, like, kind of, like, pushing his way out of this very thick bale of hay that he's been kind of embedded in, trying to, like, make his way out.
I'll dart there.
Okay. As you do, these carts coming behind you at a rather rapid pace. All right, so you're just grabbing him and going?
Yeah.
Okay. Marok, you, I assume letting yourself be grabbed?
Yep.
Okay. You see as Clee shows up and kind of tries to scoop you up and succeeds in doing so. However, at this time, both of you make me another dexterity saving throw real quick.
Ooh.
Natural 20. So
21.
23.
What was your total, Marok?
21.
Okay. As another fireball comes hurtling down towards you guys from one of the rear carts.
Why did I let you pick me?
I don't know. So you both made the save. So you're gonna take 14 points of damage.
Does natural 20 do anything?
Well, you made the save, so yes.
Damn it.
So it would have been 29, but you both take half damage. So 14 points of damage.
Okay.
As this fire kind of engulfs around you, kind of catching the hay in front of you on fire. Marok, are you still up?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys begin kind of making your way back down there.
No, pickles. I have pickles.
I'm hoping in the front, right?
Let me see.
Oh my god, please.
I will let you make an acrobatics.
Well, I also know. I mean, this is. He told me that
Yeah.
you had Catherine, so that's one big reason why I needed to fucking find her.
Okay.
I don't know if I could use my shield to kind of like block the fire off of the cat.
Roll me another dexterity check.
Come on.
Actually, both of you roll me one.
Okie dokie. 18.
Hey.
That is an 11.
Okay. I will say, I will allow you to protect the cat if you willingly will fail your saving throw and take the full 29 damage.
But I got a nat 20.
Which is why I'm allowing you to do it.
That's fair.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as you manage to,
Wait, him or me?
just him.
Oh, okay.
As you rolled pretty high and you kind of like tuck this bag and kind of you see at this point as Klee kind of comes over you and kind of also puts his wings around you and kind of gives you a shielding embrace as the flames just lick around him, and they do hurt you, but you guys seem to protect Cat as best you can, or Pickles, depending on who you are.
Kind of scream out in pain.
Okay. At this point, that would have been your movement.
So it's another 14 points of damage?
Yes. Well, no, 15 because the total is 29.
Oh, okay.
So, you kind of pick him up and begin making your way back. At this point, you see Mara kind of climbing into the cart with Akka and everybody else watching you guys come back down. What's your movement speed again? It's 50 feet?
It's 50 feet, but I can double move. And
Yeah, okay. And you're going to have to. So, you kind of make your way back. You do see these other guys kind of hurling down behind you. Who's driving the cart? Colonel is. Actually, neither of you have to roll this. Let me see how they do.
Can I just grab Marek from him when he gets back?
Okay. Yeah. So you guys managed to kind of really quickly snap as you kind of go heading off down this street now. Ahead of you, you do see what looks to be reinforcements of the Gryden military kind of making their way back towards you. Let me roll one more thing. Cool. So you guys managed to at least be keeping pace with the people chasing you as you begin kind of heading that way. As you kind of look back, you do see, as they seem to notice these forces approaching from the front, they kind of peel off and duck into an alley. But it appears, at least as far as now goes, you guys are safe-ish.
I'm like probably collapsed in the middle of the fucking putting out the fires.
Patting out his wings.
Right. Very good. So, at this point, you guys are no longer in combat, so I'll let you get to that while I change the music.
Oh, my hurts.
I'm gonna cast, or I'm gonna use Lay on Hands.
Okay.
On myself.
I fell out of the car and it got hit by a fireball.
I cast Cure Wounds on myself too.
Okay.
But you're okay though, right? It's okay. You just lay there. Mama gonna take care of you.
Where's Catherine? She in the bag? I'm assuming she's in the bag.
Who's Catherine?
The cat.
Oh, you mean Pickles, my new friend?
No, I mean Catherine.
What'd you say, Cody?
I don't know. He just didn't pick up on his mic.
Oh, I said,
I don't know who you're talking about then.
I look to Mora. I say,
You can talk to cats or animals or whatever. You said that you would talk to Catherine as soon as we got her, just to see if he was telling the truth or not. If you want to do that, you're more than free to do so.
At this
I
point,
will.
okay.
Not because you told me to.
Pickles is the cat, by the way, Mora.
First, I just want to ask, when the hell did you get a cat?
I'm just.
I'm gonna start like whistling and turn my back.
I'm just in so much pain right now.
This is a sturdy cart.
Very fine vintage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
too
very
bad
nice.
my other one wasn't.
I
They
think
just
that was a
don't
horse
build them
problem.
like they used to, I guess.
Yeah, yes.
So
Yeah, I'll talk to the cat.
this cat now you see like just absolutely like free to every hair on it is standing on end. It's fluffed up and very upset. What are you saying?
What am I supposed to act it again? What am I supposed to act?
It was you who wanted to ask it stuff. You didn't believe that it was a human at one point.
Does sound like something you would say, Mora.
Okay, how did you get this way? Cat.
Pickles.
Pickles.
You see it, the cat kind of look at you for a moment, quizzically. I don't remember anymore.
Do you know who your dad is?
Of course.
Is there anything that anybody else wants me to ask this cat?
If you could ask her if she knows any way to turn her back.
Do you know how we can turn you back?
Well, I don't, but I know that my dad promised that he would fix me.
Yeah, okay. She said she does not, but her dad promised that he could fix her.
So is that enough proof for you that he wasn't lying?
She kind of looks up at you, and at this point, talking to you, Marsh says, it's been so long since I've talked to anyone else. Who are you, and where's my father?
Well, see, there's I'm Mara. This is the one that you've been in his bag that I just found out that you were there. That's Rocky. Well, I call him Rocky, but his name is Marok. And then there's two birds. That one's called Aka. And then there's another person over here we are with somewheres, and her name is Briarwood.
I'll speak up.
You can't understand what she's
I
saying.
can't understand. Okay, I thought
No,
she's
she's-
speaking. I thought she speaks in English and
No.
or in common, and then and then like she can understand.
No, that's no fun. You just hear her making meow noises.
Meow meow.
She's like,
Meow meow meow.
yeah, just kind of, yeah, just the very pointed mewing, meowing sound. Yeah. Were you gonna?
And the only one that knows where your dad is the other bird that's not Aka.
Oh,
So much more work to say that.
Very pointed, yeah.
I don't care at this point.
Oh man.
well,
Don't speak of it.
okay. I don't understand what's going on. Is it? Can I see him, my dad?
Like right now.
Yeah.
We'll take you to him.
Roll me a deception check, Mara.
Motherfucker.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
I got a nat 1. And my deception is +0, so it's a 1.
She rolled a 16 plus it doesn't matter. So as she kind of looks at you, she says, and she kind of, you see her kind of glance around the car. What? Who? What? Where is he? I want to see him now.
Okay. I'm gonna look at them. I was like, she wants to see her dad now.
But he is not here.
I know.
I turn to her and say,
I don't know if you can understand me when you're in this form, but if you can, just tell Mara here that you can, and I'll talk to you.
She kind of looks at you, Mara. She says, it's getting harder for me to understand common, but I can, especially this one who speaks with such a weird accent, but I can sort of understand.
You know.
She said, you talk
Okay,
funny.
yes, okay, lie, do whatever you want to say. Just like,
Oh,
does she
said-
understand?
She says you talk funny, but she could kind of
Yeah.
understand a little bit.
Yep. I'm sure she said that to a T. Thank you so much for translating.
She did. I can.
I like kind of kneel down and I say,
First off, are you hurt? And do you need any healing?
I'm kind of hungry.
cool.
I'm a little hungry, but I'm okay.
Any... Oh, I don't know what she's saying.
And
And you just hear.
Mara, I don't speak cat.
Yeah, well, you don't speak Goliath either.
Can you put the shit behind just for once?
No.
There is a
Never.
little girl here who's scared, wants to see her dad, and is confused about everything, and you can't just act mature for like 2 fucking seconds.
Well, maybe if you were nicer.
I
would
am
have
done.
I forgot what she said already.
I'm gonna lean down to Mark and say, "This is getting good."
She said something about she's hungry or something. And she's
Well, does anybody have any food?
I was eating some while I was watching this whole thing go on with like just an amused look on my face. I'm gonna like put the bag forward.
At this point, also, the colonel, who's kind of quickly driving the cart, he's like, what the hell are all of you doing?
We're talking to a cat.
I can
please.
see that. Why are you talking to a cat?
What else is there to do? Just keep driving. We're fine.
He just kind of goes back to paying attention to the road.
We're talking to a cat, please.
It's like,
Yeah,
geez,
please.
don't be rude. Interrupting us while we have our cat conversation.
Die.
Get them cat stats.
Okay.
Could somebody please heal Morak?
The 3rd-degree burns are blistering.
Yeah, they hurt. So, your father is. You're unable to see your father right now, and that's why he asked that I take care of you. And in the event that something happens, that I return you to the way you were.
Your father's in jail.
But why? He's a really good man. I don't understand why he would be
No.
in jail.
Just know that you're gonna be probably hearing some things about your dad.
Why is my dad in jail?
Everything he's done.
You can't
he's done
understand
to
the
you.
cat.
Oh shit, that's right. Fuck. Fuck.
Well, see, he tried to kill us.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't do that.
Okay, and he came with us to this city that we thought we were safe in, and then they put him inside of a cell, and now they won't let him leave, or us for that. I don't even know why we're out here.
What are they saying? What's she saying? Gotta translate.
She wanted to know why her dad was in jail.
Your dad has done some not so nice things.
Your dad's an assassin.
He's done.
Oh, I don't feel good.
Morak,
I'm gonna
okay,
start
that's
wrapping
enough,
bandages on Mark. Like I'm gonna wet them with my water skin and start wrapping him face first.
Yeah, good call. I can cover that mouth up real fast.
It is okay, Morak. I am
Your
here.
father
What?
got
what?
involved with some not so nice people
But
in order to find a way to help you, and
what's an assassin?
She has to leave.
One
She's
for
done.
me.
There goes our translator.
Oh, I'm crying. Oh.
Anka, sorry if I'm bleeding on you. Ugh.
Not that bad.
It's pretty bad.
Can I see how bad it is on Morak?
Roll me a medicine check, Akka.
Oh, it's the fingers.
I got 18.
18. He's hurt. He's definitely not near death. You get that it's uncomfortable, and he definitely doesn't feel good.
7 hell.
I'm uncomfortable.
7 hell.
He's not bleeding out, but he is definitely in a lot of pain. Sorry, what did you say, Mara?
I'm looking at her to be like, I think what she meant was an assassin. And I'm gonna look look at Clea and be like, she's asking what an assassin is.
Well,
It's like the
I get paid to kill.
sweetie, an assassin is somebody who hurts other people for money or favors or anything like that.
Usually kills them. That's the assassin part of the assassin word.
I don't think so. Why would he do that? He's always
She wants
been
to know why he would do that. He's always been a good man or something.
Because sometimes people do stupid things for the ones they love.
At this point, she doesn't really say anything else. You just see the cat kind of sit down, kind of lay with its like head kind of like in its paws there.
He's cooperating with the guards. Things are looking good, and if we're lucky, the next time he sees you, he'll be human again.
Doesn't really seem to give any response at this point.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and scratch the cat's head.
Aww.
I'm in too much pain to do it myself.
Yeah, a small ethereal hand kind of appears and begins scratching the ears. There's just the faintest hint of like a purr, but not much else movement at this point. At this point, you guys.
Can I tell Clea something?
Absolutely.
She said that she's starting to forget like things, like how to speak to Common, and I mean, like she didn't come out and say like, "Hey, I'm starting to forget things," but she's like, "It's been a while since I talked to somebody. I haven't forgotten." You know, I just thought you should know.
Okay.
Also, I think Morok may need you. I think he is dying.
I'm gonna ignore Aka's comment, but hearing that, I'm going to get on top of the cart.
It's open air, so you're already on top of it.
Oh, it's open air.
Yeah, this one is, yeah.
He
I'm
also
just kind of
said I
like
could have the carpet.
I'm gonna kind of like slouch down in like a corner and like just kind of shut myself down, kind of thing. Shut myself off.
At this point, you guys pass into what appears to be kind of a small gated compound. However, it is bristling with guards. As the gates kind of open to allow you guys in and close behind you, you are in a rather large courtyard. At this point, you do see a kind of a few guards approach, and a finely dressed figure kind of wearing some dark greens and just kind of a green and white attire of some sort begins making his way out towards you all. As you kind of pull in, the colonel kind of hops out, kind of signals you to follow him quickly. As you kind of make your way up to this person, he kind of gives a nod. He says, "Ambassador, I hate to surprise you this way, but I think these folks may be important in our case against Valikov. And, well, I suppose you've heard the news already." He goes, "Yes, I have heard. Quite a tragedy, don't you think?" And he just kind of gives him a nod. Says, "If it's all right, we'd like to keep them here for at least a couple days while we have to make sure that we can keep them safe, at least until we get what we need." He's like, "Oh, okay, I suppose if you feel that here is safest, then that makes sense to me. Just see that they are kept under close guard. I don't want them leaving their rooms and causing any trouble for us." What are you gonna say?
Can
Claire?
I insight this ambassador guy?
Sure.
7.
No, you cannot.
He's an ambassador.
Yeah. You don't even quite know what an ambassador is.
I just like probably sells bass, like the type of fish.
I do love fish.
Oh, fish is.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not completely sure. As you're then led inside the small compound, this is a much finer place than you were staying before. It appears as though this is kind of the embassy for Gryden's ambassadors here. You see a few diplomat type looking characters kind of making their way through the hallways. You guys are taken off to a small, what it looks like are kind of guest chambers, as they kind of put you all in one of these rooms, just kind of leaving you all there and guarding you at the moment. You see as the colonel stands outside having a conversation, but they close the door, doing their best to kind of keep you guys squared away.
Can we get some potions?
At the moment, there's no response. So, the 5 of you in the room, what are you doing right now?
Awkward silence.
Fine.
Mute. I'm sorry, I was muted. I was saying I'm rubbing Rocky's head and trying to just help her to feel better.
Okay. Yeah, at this point, so nobody ever healed Marok, right?
No, I tried to bandage him as best I could with cool cloths of water.
Okay.
Can I? I'm gonna talk to Clee.
Okay.
Do I notice that he's suffering right now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's
Okay.
I think everybody can
he's
hear
been
him.
complaining. Yeah.
Vocal suffering.
But I'm not gonna talk to Clee, and I'm gonna see what Briar does.
I am.
Oh, I don't feel good.
I know.
I will cast.
That was
Ruins on-
literally Pine with her daughter the other day.
My tummy hurts.
I know.
I will cast Cure Wounds on him. I'm like, oh, you poor little thing. I don't know whatever happened to those horses. Some cruel person must have made them fall. Stumble.
Briar, I'm dying.
Oh. Hang on. Yeah, you get 10 more HP.
Yay.
Okay. Very good. As your wounds kind of the blistering begins to go down, your skin still a little tingly, but at least no longer burning and leaving you in immense pain.
Yay.
As you guys kind of now stand there awkwardly, a few minutes later, the colonel kind of pops his head in and says, well, it looks like they were keeping very close watch on your movements. I don't know where we go from here. I'm going to have to discuss with some of my superiors, and we're going to figure out something. But in the meantime, I'm going to need you all to remain here. I'm sorry, and hopefully we will have some good news shortly. For now, try and get some rest as best you can. I'll have some more supplies brought in here for you. But, well, I'm sorry this has been a big mess, but things are not going great for us either.
Now, that was more than just them seeing us leaving. That was a coordinated attack.
Yes.
They knew we were leaving exactly at that moment. Where would we be heading and all of that. So you might want to consider looking at who you have employed, as there's possibly someone who is working for the enemy.
Not anymore.
Yes, that does seem to be a strong possibility. I shall return in the morning, hopefully with better news. Until then, rest well. You should be plenty safe here.
One can hope.
That's what you said about the last place.
Technically, we were safe at the last place. It was just leaving the last place that we were unsafe. Technically.
But why would we have to leave if we were safe?
Maybe they were just tired of us.
I couldn't see why.
So as he leaves, they do bring you some supplies, a few extra bed rolls and things, but they are confining you all to this single room, which is not huge, but there's enough room for all of you to at least
single room.
lay down. As they as they do supply you with some basic rations for food at this point. But they definitely, as soon as whatever they bring in, they immediately shut the door and lock it. There's a window, but it does have bars over it.
Well, this is welcoming.
This feels a lot like prison.
This feels a lot like prison. I don't like being caged up.
We know.
I think that you two need to get along. Because this is what Valakov wants. He wants us to fight each other and fall apart. We have to have a strong, united front against him.
Oh, I agree, but when some people forget that you risked their lives to save their boyfriend, or you just saved their son from a massive fireball, it's hard to get along with those kinds of people. They just want more and more and more out of you, and you just can't give that much.
Or if you just, even when somebody knocks you off a carriage and she almost dies and then talks to a cat for you.
Are you alive?
I almost wasn't. Thank goodness that bar was there to save me.
That bar?
I know
told
that
him
feel.
To the door.
Oh,
Well, you're not dead.
Did I know that Briar did that spell to help me?
You probably could take a guess. Given that she's used it on you before and it's a familiar feeling.
I inspired you.
Well, if I wouldn't, if somebody else in the group wouldn't have helped me, I probably would have ran into something like a wall or dead. And I'd be just like them horses.
You look pretty tough. I'm sure you'd have been fine.
Yeah. My son.
Well, that wizard wasn't fine. Am I right?
I saw that. It was terrifying.
I really don't have anything to say to you guys.
Progress.
Progress. All right.
Look, I really appreciate it, what you're trying to do here, but you don't seem to want to cooperate, so it's probably not going to work out. They
Look
don't
at
understand.
Lee. Akka has vouched for you, and I trust Akka. I would trust him with my life. I think he is the wisest of us all, and surely he is the bestest judge of character. So for now, I think we can work together. Just please don't go releasing people who are trying to kill us or helping people that are trying to kill us. Because that is a very, very bad thing to do.
I'm inside.
You know what's a bad thing to do?
Okay. Roll an insight
Oh,
check.
shit.
And Briar, let me message you. Let me message you real quick.
That 20!
Come on, something good, something good.
Wait, what's happening right
Let me message you real quick. You guys vamp for a second.
Oh.
Okay.
now? Okay, I gotta get on Discord then.
Yeah, let me message you real quick.
Okay.
How do I word this? Vamp means talk, you nerds. BB and I are doing stuff. I hate all of you. All right. What was your total, by the way, Empire? Pyre. Oh, he took his head. Did they all take their headphones off? The fuck?
You want...
When did they do that? I didn't know they did that. I was messaging you. Just talk to me, BB. No.
On Discord?
Yeah, I was meaning to talk to you on Discord, and then everybody took their headphones off.
Well, because you told
Oh.
us to.
No, I didn't.
No, he told you guys to talk.
I told you guys to
Talk
talk.
amongst yourselves, and he's gonna Discord me.
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
So
This-
we're like conditioned at this point.
Yeah,
right?
no, just okay. What was your total on your roll, Empire?
I got a 26.
Briar's comments seemed very straightforward in what she meant. But for the first time when you looked at her, you feel like there's something a little more going on there, but you're not sure what it is. But she seemed to be honest in what she was saying, at least.
Okay.
But something about what she said concerned you. You just have no idea what it is.
What was the last thing that was said?
Somebody clip it.
what was the last
He was
thing?
the most important. He was
I
the most smartest
You
person.
don't know if it's what she said or how she said it. You don't know if it's you don't know what it is, but something about the way she responded gave you pause.
I think she said something like releasing prisoners and helping murder.
Helping people try to kill us is a really bad thing to do, is what I said.
You know what is actually a really bad thing to do? Saying that everything is evil and claiming, well, that makes it okay to kill. Because it's so easy to take a life, but you know how hard it is to save one, how fucking hard it is just to hold back, just removing this being from the face of the planet, because it is very, very hard. You take the easy way out way too often. And the one time that I managed to stop that with Murgle, he proved you wrong. Which is crazy, right? Because you can't be wrong. Everything that's evil must be destroyed. And Murgle was evil. Therefore, him saving us just didn't make sense, right? Explain that, please, do.
Well, I don't recall calling Murgle evil.
Right.
And I don't think everything is evil. Obviously, Akka's not evil. Marok's not evil. Mara's not evil. Cat is not evil, aka Pickles.
So you've been doing this
Where
whole
is
thing.
this evil thing coming from, Clee?
You tend to bring up this whole evil thing quite frequent. Oh, that thing's evil. It must die. That thing's evil. You have to kill it. Now, you might have a good grasp on everyone else, but you're not fooling me. And I think that's why you're afraid. I think that's why you've been trying to turn people against me. I haven't done anything but spare a life, and most people would see that as a good thing. But you turned it, you flipped it. You flipped it to make everybody against me. And I don't know why, so just come clean. If you have nothing to hide, just come clean.
I think we have an angry bird in our midst. Clee,
Okay.
I don't know where this is coming from, and I know that, yes, we have ruffled some feathers here, but I just don't like the fact that you want to help people trying to kill us.
See, that's one way of putting it.
That is the
That's-
only
that's-
way to put
That's
it.
the worst way of putting it. For me, I see it as different.
I'm not.
I see it as
following.
someone who's
Does anyone
troubled.
understand this bird?
I don't speak to animals.
That person.
You literally just spoke to a cat.
Not me. Mm-mm.
That ain't me.
Oh, but that's
That wasn't
fine.
me.
Because
Wasn't
all
me.
of this shit does not matter to me. Honestly, it's almost a relief that I don't have to worry about you three. It's a struggle to have to juggle all of this shit, but I'm going through my own shit right now. And I really don't need any of this. So work with me.
I'm
That's
gonna
fine.
walk up to Clee and put my hands on his shoulders and look into his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're on the side of his head. I'm assuming.
Ish. Yeah.
And just say, we all have things that we go through. It is not fair to take them out on others.
Take them out on others? You've been just like closing your eyes to everything I've been doing for you guys. I've tried so hard just to be accepted or to be seen as a part of the group, but it doesn't matter what I do because the minute I make a single mistake, that's when you all pounce. You see that mistake and you build it up to be this massive thing, but
Yep. I'm disconnected. Yeah.
Cool. Let's take a 5-minute.
Yeah. I saw her. Yeah.
Right during his speech.
Cool.
I saw her
Yo,
dropping a
Empire
tabletop.
together.
It's getting real.
Thanks, Pint. All right, we'll be right back.
5-minute break.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break, and then we're gonna.
Technical difficulty screen.
Yep, we'll be right back.
Think that if you cast Mage Hand and jerked off with it, it'll feel like somebody else.
All right, cool. We're gonna mute our mics now.
Let's get back into
Get
this.
us on rolls.
All right. Pint, you unfortunately missed the last thing Cody asked before you left, but
Yeah. It was a very important question.
let me
Something
It shaped our journey.
wait.
He says that out loud, and we're like,
and then I
"Oh,
think
why are we fighting?"
I don't even know if we're still streaming. Yeah. Okay. It's now. It should be back. Then as soon as you got back, OBS decided to take a
It's
crap.
messed up.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It should be back now.
Oh,
you
by the
did.
way,
You
the
ruined
D&D
my
Beyond
internet.
extension is
On the
not
other
for our
team.
group.
Don't care right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not
I'm
in
so
combat.
I'm so like today, not my day, and I've already accepted that, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, hey.
By the way, who won the thing last time?
Last time out of your group,
Yeah.
I think it was actually like a 4-way tie, and except actually, I think nobody voted.
All four of us get it.
I think nobody voted for you.
I voted for me.
Somebody didn't vote for somebody. It might have been Cody then. So I'm gonna say Cody won because nobody voted.
Dab on the
Yeah.
haters. Yep.
So
fair.
we're
I
back.
mean, I didn't vote for me.
You guys feel free to continue your conversation. Unfortunately, to get cut short.
Okay, where
So
were
as
we?
as
Where were
you as you kind of as she kind of pulls you close, your eyes kind of meeting hers.
What is the last thing I said?
As you go ahead. What were you trying to think of? What you said or what she said?
Yeah, what I said.
You were talking about them taking the easy way out.
Yeah.
Roll me
And
real
like
quick. Roll me a quick perception check there.
That is 16.
Yeah, as you take a deeper look at Briar, you see on the outside what has always been this kind of cheery exterior,
Yeah.
but when you look at her eyes, you see kind of a deeper, almost understanding of pain and sorrow that you had never noticed before.
I kind of like.
None of you know me. You claim to know me. You think the worst of me. I'm not a fucking spy. If I was a spy, I'd get caught on the first day. I'd be terrible at it.
Can't
I
hear
would
you,
like
Empire.
to insight check him
Insight
Or-
check? Okay.
as I look into his eyes.
Okay. Go ahead.
14.
14.
I'm not trying to hide anything.
I know. I was
Well,
trying.
I'm not trying to hide that. I'm not a
Yeah.
spy. Is what I'm saying.
As you kind of look deeper into his eyes, as best you can tell, being bird eyes, you think he's telling the truth.
Okay.
They're really creepy eyes.
And
They
as
have-
you look at his eyes, you also see something that you had not seen before. Now that you guys are this close and really focused on each other, while there's certainly been some darkness in your past, you notice that there has been something perhaps equally as interesting in his as well. As you take a look at him and just see this, now what you perceive to be a creature who maybe sometimes talks because he's afraid of the silence, you get a little bit better of an understanding that he also has seen some rough stuff and that he's not good with words, but he is being honest at this point.
I'll just take a moment taking that in and breathe in a sigh and say, I think we are more alike than we'd like to admit, Clee. And I will take a step back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Clee, I'm supposed to be your friend now, but you're making it real difficult.
But just kind of like look at him, just kind of look away.
Okay. Oh, we can hear you, Pyre.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah,
It wasn't-
like I literally heard you go "what" at the end when I told you I couldn't hear you, but I didn't hear the sentence before.
No, it's acting really weird. It's
Okay.
good now.
You guys kind of settle in for the evening, getting as comfortable as you can. The next morning, the colonel does swing by as he kind of gives a knock on the door. Says, all right, no news as yet. There was, we did find a few hands that had been greased inside of the barracks, but we're still doing an investigation. I apologize, but I will ask you to remain here a while longer. If there's anything you need, I shall have one of the men provide for you as best as he can.
There is one thing. It's a bit of an odd request. I don't suppose you know any powerful wizards, or not even just like really powerful, just there's a spell that was used when Morak tried casting something in a cave, and it stopped the spell altogether. I don't know if...
You mean it was counterspelled?
Possibly, but I'm thinking of like something like that, but for a spell that's already in place. I don't... If... I'm not the best with spells. I know what I know, and I don't what I don't.
Think of dispel magic.
Can I
Bingo.
go and pet the cat
Sure.
while
Yeah.
casting identify?
You see...
Her name's Pickles.
Sure. So you see the cat is a bit of a storm is blown in, and there's just bits of rain kind of hitting the window panes. The cat just kind of sitting there looking out into this small courtyard, somberly. Sure. So you're identifying the cat?
I'm trying to identify what spell's affecting her.
Time to
Okay.
get those cat stats.
Now go ahead and roll me. Just roll me a d20. This is to see how it's almost a luck-based thing.
Okay. Good thing I have luck.
You sure do.
Good, huh?
Dude, 3 times a day.
Oh, that's terrible. Can you use that again?
Think I have luck.
Good thing I have luck, she says on repeat.
Yeah, just 3 times in a row.
Mhm.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Are you doing it again?
One more
Sheik,
time.
can you
One
do
more
it?
time.
Can you do it more than once on a roll? I think you have to take the second one, don't you?
Oh, I don't know.
I think
For lucky, I think you
times
do.
a day.
But can it count? I don't. Okay, well, I don't make it anyway. It's fine.
What did you get? Now tell me what you got.
13 was the highest I got.
Okay.
I mean, it's a cat. 13. What
Can I
color is the
try
cat?
Orange. So as you attempt to reach out and identify what is going on with Cat. Stop it.
Every time.
You try to kind of unravel these tangled threads that surround and make up her person. It's some sort of polymorph spell, but it's a little difficult to decipher like why it is such a level of permanence.
Okay.
Most polymorph spells are either able to be ended either by just duration, like the magic runs out, or if the person gets knocked out while in that form, they might revert back to the form, but you're not entirely sure how or why. But it just does appear to be this almost purposefully, as you kind of see the magic kind of spun around her, it seems to be almost purposefully knotted and tangled in a way to stay that way. You don't know of an immediate way to get rid of it, but perhaps a more powerful mage could.
Okay. Yes, we would need someone much more powerful to dispel this spell.
Well, what on what? What is the what is this spell and on what?
This cat here is actually a little girl, and she's been polymorphed.
I see. Anyone in particular I should know about, or did you just happen upon a random cat?
I believe Mark has found her and named her Pickles.
Correct.
All right. Well, It's random to find such a person. How did you know that she was a cat and not a... Or not
Well,
a cat? How did you
Mara
know she
here
wasn't-
can speak with animals, and she told her.
She told me.
That's why we were talking to a cat.
Not now.
No, we're not talking to the cat now. We talked late earlier.
He was there.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'll see what I can find out. That a permanent polymorph spell would be some powerful magic indeed. I don't know if anybody in our camp could take care of it, perhaps. I'll ask around, but if you would, stay here one more day at least, and hopefully I'll have some more news for you tomorrow.
That would be very much appreciated. Thank you.
Can I get anyone anything in particular?
Perhaps food.
Food's
And-
nice.
And for Cat.
Some pastries.
Some pastries. Okay. I'll send someone back shortly. Again, sorry, but it's for your safety and, well, to be perfectly honest, we're going to need your testimony very soon. So, you basically I just saw the pun in chat out of the corner of my eye.
Yep.
So, God damn it. So stupid and good. But are you feline? Okay, God damn it. Okay. As he kind of disappears, leaving you guys there for the rest of the evening, a runner does come back, bringing you guys some food, amongst other things. This guy kind of gives a knock on the door. Who answers?
I will answer. I'll answer.
Go
They
ahead.
all do.
I got
You
it.
All at the
guys.
same time, hold the handle.
Together.
Okay. He kind of opens the door and looks in at all of you. I brought some supplies for you. Just I heard you ask for food. It's just some food. Somebody asked for. I have one sort of pastry.
I'll take that.
Okay. He kind of hands you what appears to be just some sort of like apple bake sort of thing of some sort.
Can I? Oh, I was gonna say, can I check to see if it's poisoned and stuff? I
Not
mean,
anymore, you can.
well,
you
he's
just
not
watch him
his
rock.
food. If he's poisoned, then
As
Can
you see Marak consume this, falling over to now. It does not appear to be poisoned as he consumes it rather quickly.
we're testifying and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
I didn't say it was stupid. I'm just saying he already ate it.
Well, like he ate his food. I'm talking about my food. And everyone
Sure.
else's.
You can go ahead.
What would I roll for that?
Oh, I thought you were gonna use one of your spells.
I don't have it prepared.
Well, then no. Then sorry, you can't. You can
I
roll
can't see if it's being tampered with.
roll a medicine check.
That's an 8.
Then seems fine to you for sure.
Okay.
He says, so I'm going to be probably helping you for the next little while. If I could, if there's anything you need, I'd be happy to help. What are your names so that I might get to put faces with names? He's looking around.
My name's Betty. I'm just kidding. I don't know if we should give him our name.
I don't either. Can I incite this guy?
Sure,
He
go ahead.
seems Distant for just having to bring us food. 16.
Okay. He seems like earnest enough. He just seems kind of to be, as you kind of look at his clothing, he appears to not really be a guard from the military, but rather more of what would be considered like an intern or an understudy
Yeah.
of the diplomats here. But yeah, outside of that, it's
I'll say
It's probably best you don't know our names, just for the time being. For your own safety kind of thing. Some very bad people want to know where we are, so...
I'm King Marok. Nice to meet you.
King Mark and I'll just write down
And company.
and company. All right. Anybody else talking, or are you guys all just staring him down? I'm just curious.
like the drool coming down.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand intimidatingly.
What did he actually ask? Sorry, it
He
was
just asked
for
what
our
your names
names.
were so that he could start keeping track of it and basically bring...
Just call me Red. call him.
Donna.
You
We got Eric.
punch things, right?
I do punch things very
Call
well.
him Punchy. He already gave his name as Morok. Tall and Leaf.
Okay, I understand.
Red.
I see.
Oh, and if you see, I just remembered. If you see any dirt that's like red, like really has that iron in it, let me know, or bring it. Bring it. That'd be great.
I will of course do so. I have a missive for you as well. I think the colonel said he would be by shortly, but he wanted me to give you this, and he kind of hands over a letter. As you guys, who's taking it?
I'll take it if no one's gonna take it.
You're
I'm still
usually the one that takes things.
You know
I'll
what,
take it.
Mara, you could change that right now.
Mm.
I'll open it up and,
Okay.
and read it out loud.
It appears to have been pinned really quickly.
Mhm.
It basically just says, as you kind of glance at it, it's kind of like you can tell based on the other notes you've read that this is probably the colonel's handwriting, but it is messy and sloppy. It simply says, "I shall contact you soon." And this is serious. You pay attention.
I am contact you soon.
Yeah, I'll contact you soon. Caldor assassinated. We may have to move you soon.
Do I have anything quickly?
Again?
Caldor's assassinated?
Mm-hmm.
The one that was in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cat's
I'll
dead.
like stop before saying Caldor's assassinated. You know how like you
You're reading it out loud.
yeah, because I don't want Cat to hear, and
He's gonna be coming for us soon.
I'll like kind of crunch it up and say,
Anybody have a fire spell? Probably best to burn these sort of notes and stuff, right?
Hey, he's coming for us soon. I thought he was in prison and being guarded.
no, this was the colonel
Oh.
coming for us soon because Cal is dead.
Okay,
I'm just gonna rip it up into like a million pieces, and then I'll like kind of like wave everybody to come over closer, just like
Wait,
so
was
so
it-
that Cat's not with us.
Who was the note from?
Does everyone come closer?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
don't tell her. Cal is dead.
Are you whispering this?
Yes.
Go,
Oh, absolutely.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check. As
Not good at that. 14.
even as quiet as you try to whisper this, in this small room,
Shit.
you see as the cat's ears kind of perk up and turn back towards you as you're saying this. And at this point, you just see, like, it's a little difficult from the distance, and you've never seen a cat cry, but you can swear you do see a few tears begin to well up as it just kind of turns its head back down and lays back down and looks out the window.
I'll walk over.
Okay.
He died doing the right thing. He was gonna give up all the bad people who had been using him and who had been working with him. He knew it was dangerous, but because I promised to help you, he took the risk. I can't imagine being on your own at your age. Everybody needs somebody. And I promised I would turn you back to normal. And I'm going to do that.
As you kind of look at her, you do see almost like what looks to be like just hyperventilating kind of going on as it seems to be very, very upset.
I'm gonna like carefully kind of like pet.
It doesn't seem to help much at this point.
I know, just yeah. And just kind of like look out the window with her.
Okay. As you guys headed later into this evening, is anybody doing anything? Okay. So,
Dad.
I'm just gonna cradle the cat and pet her.
okay. You guys do your best to comfort Cat, who just, while a cat seems to be certainly projecting human emotions very strongly as much as is possible.
Oh, and I will sing to her too.
Okay.
Good call.
I'm off in the corner. Can I how well do I remember what Caldor looks like?
I mean, at this point, probably pretty well, having seen him pretty close
I'm gonna
face
try
to
and
face.
draw a picture of him and just keep it in my bag when I'm done.
Sure. Yeah, without too much trouble, it takes you, now that you're just kind of focusing on this, you do manage to get a pretty convincing picture sketched out.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep that in my bag for now.
Okay. As the evening passes, you do eventually get another knock on your door. As the colonel kind of pokes his head and he says, you guys kind of look past him out of the hallway and notice he's strangely alone, whereas every time that he has come before, he's had people with him. I'm sorry that it's been this way. I think now it may be good if you leave town.
Well, you don't have to tell me twice. Everybody?
I'm going to see that we get you safely outside. And from there, if you have any destinations in mind, we should try to send an escort with you part way.
Do I know where what direction? I'm guessing it's south, but the pinnacle?
From where you are, let me double check my map. But I believe it is south. Should be southeast.
Yeah.
From where you are, yes, it would be to the southeast of you. It's going to be kind of along the border of it's almost back down, about down where you came from, not quite that far south. Or I'm sorry, wait, hold on. No, I'm sorry, I had that backwards.
Yeah.
But it is going to be a little southeast of you.
Well, Akka and I are making pilgrimage to someplace down southeast, a holy land for our people, if you will. We're intended to head that way. I don't know if everyone else is going that way.
Can't hear you, Empire.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. You are more than welcome to join us.
I'm not going to say anything.
Well, I'm just saying it
Well-
because they said that they were going to get release Carrick and wherever he'd be able to find us.
The colonel kind of hears you say, he's based on the timelines you gave me, he should be arriving in town sometime tomorrow or the next day. I can see that a letter gets to him. You know what, here, write a letter, but also I shall see if I can find someone who can perhaps message you from afar.
Glee, do you have the thing from Svar, the Rumble Vibrostone?
I think I still have it, but I don't know what the range on it is.
Mason.
The range on those is actually pretty long. I'd have to look at it. What?
Like 2 days travel worth?
70,000.
1,100,000 feet.
Can it hit the cloud behind the moon?
It can hit the ones in front, but not behind.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
You gather, for just what it is, because it's literally just a basic signal stone, the range on it is pretty far. I would say it probably can't go across the entire continent, but it can definitely go
And it vibrates,
several days
so it
travel.
doesn't say anything. It just vibrates.
Hmm.
Long-term relationship, right there, or long-distance relationship, right there, makes it easier.
So if
Just saying.
you take this stone and the other one goes to Carrick, when it vibrates, you can know that he's coming. I chose my words.
He's like, I'm not turning back now. I said what I said.
Yep.
Getting funky in here.
So,
Here, and I'll hand over one of the stones, or the stone that I have.
And I'll give the one that I had.
okay. At this point, the colonel kind of steps in and I can have one of our. Well, I could have someone use a sending spell to perhaps get you a message from him as well. I'll need to find someone tonight that you can become acquainted with so that they might be able to reach you. But it's better than nothing, and I think a well-written letter would still be a good idea. But
Okay.
I think tomorrow we'd best get you out of here. With Kaldor dead and this latest assassination attempt kind of placed at our feet, we're having a hard time arguing that it was not us, and well, unfortunately we don't have much in the way of solid evidence at this point, so...
And are you sure you got an empty name sheet thing?
Yes, unfortunately so.
It wasn't like lemon juice or anything. You just heat it up and.
We tried a lot of things, and yes, it was blank. I imagine that perhaps one of the many men Valikov had employed inside the barracks must have taken it and swapped it.
I don't know when that could have happened. I gave it directly to the guy. He had the list of names.
Well, it seems as though it's unfortunately not going to be useful now. We shall try and move you all quickly in the morning. You said southeast. What about the rest of you?
I guess we're all going southeast.
Oh, wherever my mom goes.
Okay. Briar.
Puppy.
I'll look down at the cat. I suppose I'll go too.
Okay.
Only if Pickles can come too.
Well, Pixels is coming. I'm returning her to her original form.
Well, I would like to help you on that quest.
Catherine, not Pickles, Catherine. Okay.
Well, when she's a normal person, she's Catherine, but as a kitty cat, she's Pickles.
It's a little rude to call her
does-
Pickles.
Kind of seemed like a fair compromise.
Jeez.
All right.
Maybe we should ask her what she wants to be called.
Mom, ask Pickles if she likes being called Pickles.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, we'll leave in the morning, go down southeast.
Right. I recommend you keep going for a while. Valikov's reach is considerable, and it's probably not going to be safe for you to come back here for a while. Just without any solid evidence against him, and with the other countries, with Asneldor and Listoria turning against us as well, it's the outcome of war has grown ever larger, and we hope that we can avoid it, but either way, it's probably best that you all move on. I don't think there's anything else that you can do.
Well, it sounds like we don't have a choice.
Well, if you wish to stay, I can always use more help, but well, a lot of people have seen you all around town now. Saw you entering the casino with Valikov, saw a lot of things.
Well, I suppose I won't find work here anyway. Let's go head southeast then.
All right. Well, in the morning, I shall collect you, and we shall be on our way. I shall personally see to every guard appointed, and I shall make sure that you certainly make it as far as we can get you. And I suggest you keep going for a while. And he looks back at you, Mara. He says, I shall see that Kirk, the captain, will, once he returns, I shall see that he is able to, at the very least, give you a short message in return. And but I suggest, just given the limited amount that I might be able to gather this resource for sending to you, I would recommend you write something. That face.
You didn't read 100 put in chat.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to. It's all good.
I'm gonna turn to Mora and give her the quill and parchment and
Okay.
all my ink pot.
I'm
Tell
gonna.
tell him I say hi.
Can I have one too?
A
I wanna
note?
try-
No.
Stop! I want to send something.
Go play with pickles.
Okay.
Yes.
As
Cat
this
pickle.
is happening, I'll try to cheer the cat up by using dancing lights and like a little laser pointer on the
Put
ground.
the other glove.
You
over
have a
here.
laser pointer?
Well, I have dancing lights, so
Okay.
I want to kind of focus it into a small dot and
Little tiny dancing
on the
lights.
ground.
Sure, we'll allow you to kind of make it move around. She seems to like kind of
Okay.
look at it, but doesn't really raise her head much.
I do not think Cat Pickle likes this.
Again, we should ask if she wants to be
Yeah,
called
I have-
Pickle.
Do I have to write like a letter out loud, or like can it be like a private message?
You
You wanna
can
stick
make it.
headphones
You can
off?
make it a private message. We'll
I'm
talk.
about
question-
to make some smut.
We'll discuss this. We can discuss the specifics of that afterwards.
Like,
However, a little later in the evening, give me a second. Another figure enters. This a kind of a smaller human man. Says, "Hello. I was told one of you might be needing my services in the near future to speak with Captain Kirk." He kind of comes over to you. He says, "Hi. My name is Vaughn. It's nice to meet you.
Mara.
It's best if we can at least get to know each other a little better. I should warn you that the spell is somewhat limited in that you can make it a maybe 25-ish words in length.
This one.
But
Just one word.
Yeah, just one word. You have to, but and I don't know how often I shall be at his service, but certainly once he returns, I shall be able to speak with him a bit. I can send a message to you, and you can reply to it. But it does require that we at least get a little more familiar with each other. So, again, my name is Vaughn, and I grew up here. Are you telling me to stop?
No. It's like I was laughing.
Of course.
Or familiar, you say.
I'm going to need you to remember.
If that's your real name.
Basically, though, he spends the next few minutes just trying to get to know a little bit more about you. Tells you about like his background and where he came from and how long he's been kind of working here. As you kind of both get a little more familiar, he says, "Well, very well. I shall send a test this evening, and hopefully, if all goes as planned, you should receive and just let me know. And then when Kirk arrives, I shall ensure that you all speak. I'm sorry that I have to be the proxy, so just be aware that anything you say, I will have to relay. So I don't know the nature of your relationship, but that's just a heads up." As he kind of leaves and makes his way out. A few minutes later, you do get like a, "Hello, Mara, this is Vaughn. I just wanted to test and make sure that you can hear me."
Testing, testing.
And he does receive it back as you send the message back. Seems like it works. So, Klee, you wanted to do something?
I was just about to ask, is Mora the kind of person who like writes and like talks at the same time.
That's
Where it's like the first time.
That's a good question.
I-
Dear
good.
Kurt,
I said I was bad at math.
off all of my titties.
I'm gonna go right into rage mode.
I'm
I'm gonna show you some stuff.
You ain't once you go barbarian.
Oh,
All right, so yeah, you can DM me whatever other stuff you'd like to get in a message at him. But yeah, do you? I assume you don't write out loud.
I don't write out loud. No.
Okay.
Sorry, it's not one of my features.
Very good. As the rest of this evening progresses, is there anything else the rest of you would like to be doing?
Good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Fuck, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah. I go to Cleve like,
Cleve, like I said before, I was told that we have to be friends now, so you gotta stop being mean to me so we can become friends.
That's a two-way street. I agree. So that means no more shock and grasp on me.
When's the last time I shocked you? It's been a long time.
It's been a few days.
Like 4 days.
Still really not that long.
No, it's been like a week or something.
Only because we've been in the view of guards, and I don't think they'd take kindly to
I
that.
would do it in front of guards. I ain't afraid.
Okay, that's not the point I'm trying to make. I'm just trying to say I'm tired of being attacked by everybody in the group, whether it be through headbutts or magic.
Oh, I mean, we were
What's
attacked.
that supposed to mean?
We were attacked.
That means that you attack me with headbutts. That's
Sure,
exact-
I'm not even going to
Well,
I'm
I mean,
not-
go back over here.
I mean, we were attacked by that one guy who we didn't even really know, and he actually tried to kill us, not just hurt us a little bit. And you forgave him, so I think that you could find it in your heart to forgive me, because I didn't try to kill you.
I do. Listen, it takes time, but I do forgive all of you, and I don't blame you. Everybody makes mistakes. And it's hard to do that sometimes, especially when you get to know people a little more. But I try to look for the good in people. And I think everybody has good inside of them.
Yeah, I have a lot of it. I'm really good.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Not like Briar. She's a stone cold bitch, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just kidding. I don't actually say them.
Oh god, her face just went like, wow.
I'm just kidding. I don't actually say them.
Oh man. What do you say then? You don't say that?
No, I don't say that.
You're
I just
gonna
wanna get
next time you do that, you were saying it.
Yeah, you're saying it next time.
Okay.
We don't. When you get a group of people like this together, nobody really knows each other. And assumptions can go crazy, and our minds make up the worst possible thing for one another. And it's usually a lot worse than what it actually is. So, yeah.
Yeah, but you have to also understand where we're coming from, too, because that guy was really bad and he tried to kill us.
I do get it. Like I said before, it's easy to make a snap decision to kill someone who's wronged you or tried to hurt you. But those decisions can come back to bite you on the ass. And if people change, which they can change, then you're doing the world a disservice by removing them from it.
Yeah, but what if he wasn't going to change? He was going to stab us in the back.
And that's the hard part about it. It's not easy. It's not, but I was taught by someone wonderful that sometimes doing the harder thing is the best call to make.
Who taught you that? The big bird god lady?
No, Vestra didn't. My mother did.
Oh.
She was wonderful. Akka, you remember my mom, right?
Of course.
She was great. And I can't live knowing that I'm hurting her from like she's watching down on me and I'm making the wrong calls. I need to make sure I try and follow in her footsteps. She was wonderful and she always knew what to do. And if she was in the situation that I was in, not only would she protect him and help him, but I'm sure she would convince all of you that it was the right thing. And I'm obviously not as talented as her, but I don't know. I always try and think, what would she do in this situation? Because I want to make her proud.
Yeah, I try to do what my mom would do in situations, and it's usually hurting people.
Your mom has a soft side too, you know. She might not like to admit it, but nobody goes into a swarm of a hive of these illithids for selfless reasons. She went in there knowing very well that she could die, or that he might already be dead, but...
Yeah, but she did for that stupid Kerr guy.
Why do you hate him so much?
I don't hate him. I just don't like him
Well, then why do you not like him?
because he's not my dad.
No. And your dad is the only person who will be your dad, but it's good to have role models. It's good to have people to look out for you, and it would make your mom extremely happy if you were nice to him, and if you learn to just try and accept him. She loves him. She loves him so much. Not as much as she loves you, of course. There's no way of replacing you, and I don't want you to feel that way. But
In the 14 days of notice.
Yeah, I know, right? So
True
quick.
love. I mean, people don't live that long in this world, right? They die.
14 days, midlife crisis already. So it's like,
it would mean a lot to your mom if you tried really hard. And it's really hard. I get it. It's really hard, but Kurik's a nice guy. Not the brightest sometimes, but he's a nice guy. We're not really all too bright here, so I'm not much to judge.
I don't know. Maybe he's okay.
Okay's a good start. Maybe in like a year's time, you'll grow to feel like he's good, and then hopefully from there, maybe even great. But
I don't know.
that'll take
Not
time.
bad, but
Okay is where we'll start for now.
yeah,
Okay is good.
he could just be okay.
Yeah, he is just okay for now.
and I'll kind of like, I'm not like being silent about this entire conversation because we're in a fucking tiny ass room, but I'll like, I'll like look up because I'm assuming I'm kneeling down to talk to him because he's so short. But I'll kind of like look up at Mora and then like, yeah, kind of go back to a corner.
Well, I'm already sitting in a corner and I have been watching.
There's
the
4
whole-
corners.
Okay.
And a bed's in one of them.
Mm.
Then I'm
Three
sitting on
corners.
the bed
Okay.
Okay.
and I'm looking at y'all the whole time and I'm just kind of tearing up. And I just look away when you look at me.
Okay.
Not in like a mean way, just like
Yeah, just kind of like trying to hide the tears kind of thing.
Okay. Very good. As soon as you guys all do your best to kind of settle in for the evening, preparing for the next day, we are going to go ahead and end it there for tonight. And we'll pick up with you leaving town, and we can talk about your plans later. And that should be fun. So thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. Let me real quick.
It's okay.
Real quick.
Well, a real
You're having
chick.
an off day.
Hold on, let me roll for my speech. Okay. I failed. Yeah, real quick, let me check and see who all did stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there's things.
I'm gonna let my dog out.
Okie dokie, cool. Oh, Empire, thank you for resubscribing.
Yep.
Also,
Got
also Taryn. Taryn Jokes, thank you for resubscribing. Courtney Raptor came in 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 500 bits. Thank you. You're amazing. And we all love you.
Yeah,
Like
Courtney,
we
the
we
best.
all do.
The best.
Kick your astral. Thank you for your bits as well. That's awesome. What did you say? It'd be cool if you went a bit longer. We went okay tonight. As you might can tell by my many slip-ups tonight, my brain is fucked.
There's that
fair.
Mike can.
Mike can.
I'm not. No, that's not a slip up. That's just a different saying I'm not used to.
I didn't notice it. I think
It's because we're in the South. It's normal
Fair.
where we're from. My goodness. Anyways, thank you guys for the host, Beardly Man. Thank you so much for the host. I appreciate that, and all of his community. Welcome to all of you beautiful people. We're gonna go ahead and kick this over to any announcements from you guys?
Other than thank you for not canceling the game.
I
You did a good job, honestly. Like you obviously flub stuff every now and then, but you do that anyway. So
Yeah, right. I couldn't tell the difference.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell.
it's like I'm always terrible. Okay.
No, you're amazing. You're amazing. Everyone, show him some love. Everyone, show him some love.
So, oh god, all these people. Okay. Just so many puns in chat tonight. I do appreciate all the chat being active tonight. That was maybe the most pun-filled night I've seen, and I usually don't even pay attention to chat, but every time I looked over, there was something new. In the meantime, we'll be back next Monday. Also, the other campaign is going on Thursday, and they just had an exciting turn of events for them as well. I finally do have assuming neither group does something crazy, the Halloween event stuff should be starting in, I think, the second week of October. And we should have a small, really fun, kind of spooky Halloween arc going on for at least a few weeks. And I'm really excited for you guys to get all caught up and introduced to that. That should be a whole lot of fun.
Can we have our D&D Beyond thing over their campaign?
Yes, next.
Yeah,
for their game.
Teach them a lesson.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
It'll show them.
Imagine.
So, thank you guys again so much for hanging out. Thank you for the players. You all did awesome tonight. Thank you for putting up with me. I did my darndest.
You did great.
So I'm gonna go unscramble my brains. In the meantime, we're gonna kick you guys over to Quest and Chaos, who are also playing some tabletop role playing. So go give them some love. Go say hello. We'll see you. We'll hopefully see you here next Monday, and we'll see you Thursday. In the meantime, you guys have a good night, and love you. Bye. Pee.